Hello,
Hello,
hello, everyone. Hello. Uh,
everybody.
uh,
Wow, that's such a cool podcast.
that's a really cool podcast.
Hey,
What's your favorite podcast? Mine is the MaeMaeTown on Twitch.fart.
guys, what's your favorite podcast? Be honest.
I'm eating the food that's in my teeth still, so
I was
I'll be
too.
right back.
before we went on, I was like, ooh, enchilada.
Ooh, what did I have?
Mm.
That was I had the number 5 combo at Cineplex Theater,
Ooh.
which is a hot dog and some nachos. I think that was a remnant of a nacho.
Ooh,
And
delicious.
you better believe I dipped that hot dog into the nacho cheese.
My
Okay.
favorite my favorite thing about eating at the movie theater is that if you finish your food like halfway through the movie, you got a second. You got seconds in the last half because you're like, because it's hiding.
Because it's hiding. I can't relate. I have a curse on
What?
me that I have never once had food make it to the actual movie.
Because you
Not
eat it during the previews. Yeah, same.
yeah, never a single time. Unless it's like a bag of popcorn, but that's my other thing is I never finish my popcorn. I don't really like popcorn that much. Like I think I
Yeah,
like it, and then I'm eating it, and I'm like, well, I don't want this anymore.
I'm the same way. Like popcorn is really hard for me to eat. Does anyone else
I
feel that
also
way?
Yeah, I also have like a fear of it. Like I broke a tooth.
Oh, it's so dangerous.
I broke a tooth when I was watching the second Sonic movie for the
Oh,
second time.
I
I
love this
shattered a
story.
molar. Yeah, and it was right at the beginning of the movie, and we're on the like 4 or 5 of us are sitting there, and it's in the beginning intro sequence where Sonic's stopping the robbers. He gets onto the truck, and I feel a sharp pain on my back right molar, and I realize it's my tooth because I crunch into it. I crunch into
Mm.
the piece of tooth, and I'm just sitting there like this for the rest of the movie. I say nothing to anyone. I sit there knowing I just shattered my tooth and I will not have a good time.
Oh,
So I don't really want the popcorn.
you're stronger than me. I would have had to get up.
Yeah, I was like, well, there's not really too much I can do about this now. So I'm just gonna let everybody enjoy this. Well, I don't. I'm glad I already saw this movie,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
that's fine.
true. I didn't think about that. Like if it was the first time seeing Sonic, like the first Sonic movie, I might have sat through it. I might have like
the
just dealt with it.
that Yeah, that's valid. I think I'm cursed with Sonic 2 in particular because I wanted to see it on the first day, so I didn't get
Mhm.
spoiled. Because like I knew there was gonna be like, oh, Supersonic or something is gonna be in that, and I didn't know that at first. So I wanted to get in there before anything popped up online because I knew all these clips are gonna pop up online, right?
Mhm.
I'm a big, I'm a big Sonic fan. I got my
Ooh,
Sonic
you got the
sweater on,
Sonic
right?
sweat on.
I got the Sonic friggin' what is this? The little
What is
necklace.
that?
I don't know if it's in view, but it's a
It
little
is.
Sonic head little
That's a
necklace
nice
thing that I
necklace.
got. It's all right. It's kind of stupid, but it's kind of nice. I like it.
I like it.
I'm gonna be wearing that to the third movie. But so day one, I already bought my tickets to the Sonic 2 movie. I was first showing day one. I get COVID,
Oh.
so I have to like get better over the course of like 9 days or so until I finally hit a negative result on my COVID test. I'm like,
Mhm.
well, guess I'm catching some of the spoilers, and I did, and it was in the form of this toy. I actually have it for those listeners. I am holding up a McDonald's supersonic toy, which I got from McDonald's
Mhm.
as the movie. I got this, I think, a week after the movie came out. I knew I was going to see the movie in a couple days, so I'm like, I'm going to get this Happy Meal toy. I want all of them. So I go up to the front counter and I'm like, hey, what toys you got? They're like, oh, we have this robot guy, and we have Tails. I'm like, cool, I'll take them both. So they hand me the robot guy and Supersonic. Like, well, that's interesting. That's not Tails, but hey, cool. So I managed to get spoiled by the lovely
Thanks,
person working
Kyle.
the counter at McDonald's. Stacy meant well. She did. She meant well, but Probably hasn't played Sonic since the Genesis. Apparently, I don't know.
I'm surprised that she knew who Tails was at that
Yeah, but
point.
not Supersonic. I can see maybe like only seeing the top of his head. Kind of looks like Tails a little bit,
Okay, I
like
can
a
kind
bunch
of
of
see
Tails.
it.
Yeah, a little bit, right? So I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's not too big of a deal. Like, I figured he was gonna be in the movie, but it did ruin that moment. Like, I was like, okay, well,
Well, that was a
I
big
guess Supersonic.
reveal.
That's a big reveal. It is a big reveal, and I got it spoiled because I got COVID and I went to McDonald's. The McDonald's thing was my fault though, because I heard that there might be a spoiler toy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear what it was, and then I went and got it anyway because I wanted all the toys. I have most of them. I still don't have them all. But
Did they have tail? Wait, so you already had the tails from that specific collection?
no, that was my first day, so I only ended up getting the Eggman robot and Supersonic that day.
Okay, so you never got any of the other ones.
I have a bunch of other ones. I have two of the tails, a Knuckles and a Sonic.
Oh, so
I
you
thought I had
do
all
have
three tails.
tails.
Oh, yes, I have all three tails actually.
All three tails
Yeah, I'm
for all three
missing.
movies?
No, they had three Tails toys, three Sonic toys, and three Knuckles toys.
Wow.
I'm missing one Sonic and two Knuckles,
You
and
think
then I would have them all.
there'll be a shadow one?
Oh yeah, if they do a McDonald's thing again, absolutely.
What if they have like they do a special burger and it's like black bun, red patty, black bun.
Imagine this: black
Black
bun,
red patty,
Are you following?
black bun.
Ring in the middle.
Onion ring.
What do you think?
Why haven't they ever done a burger with a fried onion ring for a Sonic collaboration? Has that been done
That is
before?
genius. I feel like, yeah. They don't do onion rings at McDonald's, do they?
Oh, that's right, they don't.
They could.
Well, I think this is the age-old question. Why hasn't Sonic, the fast food restaurant, collaborated with Sonic the Hedgehog? They do have onion rings and chili
They
dogs.
have onion rings and chili dogs. It's the perfect Sonic venue.
What is going on?
Maybe it's a legal thing, but also maybe they can finally get their 1-star ratings up because damn, I've never seen a fast food place with such low ratings as Sonic.
Yeah.
I like it. I've only had it the one time. I'm sorry to keep picking my ear. There's something going on. I feel like there's something
You
in
look
it.
like a dog. Like
I feel like a dog right now.
I've been there before. That little
Oh my god.
what's it called? The between the ear and your head. That little what's that called? I don't
What is
think
that
it's
called?
Anything. It gets stinky.
Oh yeah, the little gap there.
Yeah, it gets stinky.
It does. Yes. Are
got
we talking about ear cheese already?
Ear cheese.
I'm. Let's be honest, Chat. I'm susceptible to ear cheese. I am.
We all are.
I'm a little self.
You have to.
I'm a little self-conscious. I feel like I wasn't before though, and now all of a sudden I am, and I'm catching myself washing it. Every single time I go into the bathroom because
That's
I feel like it
good.
just doesn't go away. But like I don't remember it having to be that necessary before. Even in high school when I had like super duper long hair, wasn't an issue.
Yeah, it's a tricky spot. I mean, I feel honestly like I shower every single day. I feel like it's one of those spots that you have to clean every day or it just gets gross because it collects all of the oil and sweat near your scalp and stuff like that.
Well, even my once a month shower like doesn't seem to extinguish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I just think about cuz and I know it's white people. White people are disgusting because not me, certainly not me, but I know that there's white people who don't wash their legs.
Oh, you gotta wash your legs. And you know what the other thing is? The bottoms of your feet.
Yeah,
Or
feet.
your feet at all. People are like, oh, the water just goes down your legs. It's fine.
Yeah.
Watch the bottoms of your feet. My feet are so soft at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get that spot. You just gotta.
Are we allowed to talk about feet on Twitch if we're just talking about it?
Should I bust the feet out? I have the feet on. I have my feet on.
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares?
I wish they would give me some attention.
Right? Maybe this is the what's it called that I need? The spice, the drama,
The tea.
the tea, the
Yeah.
what's the word called when you're under when you have like a not a conspiracy. What's
Scandal?
the word? Scandal is it?
Scandal?
Controversy. There we go.
Controversy.
That's
Cancel.
it. Controversy.
Twitch, please cancel me. I'm
So
tired.
please, I'm at this point I'm desperate for the
I'm
views.
tired. Just go ahead and cancel me.
just
So
kill
yeah, I
me.
don't know if you can talk about feet. We're talking
Am I
about
allowed to say
feet.
that?
We're talking about feet in a medical way.
Yeah. But also
In
in
a
a fun, spicy way,
fun, spicy
right?
way.
Right, everyone?
Yeah. No, but basically white people don't wash their feet and it's really disgusting. Not me.
Is that a white? Is that a? I did. That's that is a white
It is a
person
white
stereotype. I
person
did
thing.
not know.
White people don't wash their legs because they think, like, sure, they wash under their arms. Obviously, some of them do, not all of them, but some of them wash under their arms because obviously that's where we be stinky. But
Yeah,
apart from that, maybe they'll wash their arms. Also, some people don't wash with like an exfoliant of some kind. They don't use a
like a
washcloth.
loofah.
They don't use a loofah or a washcloth. That's crazy. So they're
How often
just
do you replace your loofah?
I'm bad about replacing mine. I've had mine for quite a few months. But I rinse it
I,
really good.
I do too. You don't want to say it. Has it been a year? You can say it.
It's
It's a safe
been
space.
probably a year, yeah.
Yeah.
And I examine it, honestly. I check it, I smell it
Yeah.
to make sure that it doesn't look weird or gross or smell gross.
I
So
just
it's
replaced mine
okay.
like 2 months ago, and it feels rough, and I don't like it. But I realize it's probably better that it's that
It's probably
rough.
for, yeah.
I just don't like it. It's like it feels dry at all times. I'm like, what
Yeah,
is wrong with this thing? I feel like I can't moisture it.
I know.
But
Well,
so I got to replace that.
personally, I use two, I wash twice in the shower. So I first go with a Dove bar soap. It's a pink rose one. It smells really nice. Everybody drop your shower routines in chat. I
Yeah.
use I use a bar of soap first and then I go in with my favorite scented like body wash. So I use one from I alternate. I'm currently using one from Philosophy called Cabana Girl and it's
Oh
really
yeah, the
nice.
pink one.
The pink one, yeah, I love
I
pink.
love that one. I was using
Um
that the entire time I was in Florida. It's lovely.
that's a really
I use that as
nice.
my body wash and my shampoo.
Because Philosophy's body washes are also like you can use them as shampoo and stuff.
Which there's a stigma against like 3-in-1 shampoos, but I
Yeah,
guess when Cabana Girl does it, it's different
well no,
because they
because
don't say
they're
3-in-1, do they? They don't
no,
advertise
because
it like
they're not a conditioner as well. I think it's crazy to call something a shampoo and a conditioner. That doesn't make any sense.
I guess they just like when you take the two liquids in your hand and you just like swirl it around, so you can
I
do both
guess
at once. They
so.
just they just skip out. They just cut out the middleman. They just put it in one bottle.
I guess. I think that's crazy. Or like the 8-in-1s. I've seen 8-in-1s. It's really the men's
Eight in
products.
one. Yeah, you know what? I actually am using a 2-in-1 right now, but it's first of all it's amazing. I'm using a Head and Shoulders
Hmm.
2-in-1. I think it is shampoo and conditioner. Um, it smells just like the Flight of Passage ride.
What? You didn't
I
tell me
didn't realize
this.
this. I was because I wanted to tell you today. I haven't been using that one, but I used it today.
Uh huh.
It smells just like
Which
the
one?
Flight of Passage ride. It's a Head and Shoulders. Do you want me to go get it?
Well, no, but you take a picture and send it to me because I want
I'll
that.
send it to you. I'll even post it in the Discord later if people are interested. But
Yeah.
it's lovely. It smells
Oh,
like a lot of Disney World
oh
locations.
my god.
Sorry to keep bringing up Disney World every episode, but it's a good smell, and it also smells like the Clover World wax melt air freshener I've been using,
Yeah.
which is also lovely. But I think it smells closer to the actual scent, to be
Oh my
honest.
gosh. I'm gonna go to
So
a
that's
store
what my hair
though.
smells like right now.
Have you always used that?
No, no, this is new.
It's
I just
new.
started using it.
Okay, because I was
I
about to
didn't
say I
pick
didn't
it up.
notice
My
it.
my uncle picked it up. I just started using it, and it's really.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be buying that one from now on.
Let's
I
go,
think.
Uncle Sheldon.
Yeah, he shout out to
The
him. He
man
knows
has
what he's doing.
taste.
For a guy with not a lot of hair, he knows some good hair product. In fact, I
Hey, he's
stole his
got
hair
head and
gel too. I'm
shoulders.
also, I'm also using his hair gel right now.
He's got head and shoulders. Oh, that's right. Remember when he went to Vancouver, or was it Vancouver? No, he went to Edmonton and he took the hair gel with him?
And I was like, well, I was gonna put some in my hair to look nice, but I
It's
guess
like,
not.
Uncle Sheldon, why do you need to take that with you?
Why do you need to? You have a whole bottle. Like, fill up a little Ziploc.
Yeah.
Can't you not
And then
take?
I
I'm
made
pretty
a
sure he
joke.
flew to Edmonton, and how did he take the whole bottle of hair gel with him?
Well, I made a joke that it wasn't for his.
No, my family listens to this.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes
They
I
don't, but
forget.
they should.
They
They
don't.
should.
I think your mom does, probably.
Probably. She hasn't told us. She's caught up to the MaeMaeTown podcast lore.
It's fine. We're all gonna be family someday.
Noodle in the Twitch chat. That's true. First of all, that's true. Hopefully soon.
So,
Chat.
I don't know.
I'm manifesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Manifesting money first, because that's what we need. That's our biggest
Yeah,
obstacle right
yeah.
now.
Oh yeah.
Noodle in Twitch chat wants to know, what's it like washing your hair in the shower? Do y'all just like blow dry it and leave it?
What?
Um. Well, yes. So certain hair types you can't have in the you can't wash them in the shower,
Oh,
right?
yeah. For me personally, I like to air dry my hair. I like to avoid heat styling my hair because I'm just so like don't have the energy for that at all.
Yeah.
So usually what I'll do is I'll just wash my hair, put a leave-in conditioner. I've been using a children's detangler recently and it smells really good and I'm really into it. I'll just throw that in, brush my hair, and then maybe like twirl it and put it up into a hair clip and just like mess with it throughout the day, which is what gives you what I have right now. But yeah, I don't like heat styling unless I'm in like a mood to do it.
Oh, but you're like a master at it. When we first started going out, when I first started watching your routine, it was like magic because you had this brush blow dryer.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hairbrush and blow dryer
I
in
miss
two in
that
one.
thing.
And the way you would curl and then let it all fall, it was like magic. It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was
Now
so
that those like heated roller brushes, like not the heated ones, but the ones that are like blow dryers, but they're like a rounded brush. Those are great if you want to style your hair in like 15 minutes because it does both. It dries your hair and it straightens it or smooths it or gives you a blowout, whatever. I had one of those and it just like after a while just like broke. So I
Yeah.
need to get another one because that is like really quick and I prefer using that because otherwise I'd have to blow dry my hair and then use a hot tool and it's just that
Yeah.
takes way too long.
Just make it one process, right?
Yeah. So I need to get that again, but
That would be cool because I loved how that looked. It was
I
really
like the
fun to watch,
results
too.
of that too. It really smooths my hair because I have coarse hair, honestly, and so I also I meant to bring it in here. I recently started sleeping with a satin bonnet. Guys, I love it so much. I feel like it's pink. I feel like a princess. I wish
You look like a little princess when you're sleeping.
I really do feel like it.
Which is funny because I think it was last episode when we were talking about the cartoon sleep hats, like the nightcaps
Yeah.
that you wear, and then you ended up buying one.
Yeah, well, I've been looking on Amazon for I found one that was really cute. It was like a pink ribbon but the picture was better than the actual product, I realized. And so
Yeah.
I was at Target a couple days ago and I saw a pink satin one and I was like, "Oh, this is $5. Let me just grab this." And girl, after that first night, it's been every night. I get home, the second I get home, I throw my hair into that pink bonnet and I am just I feel like $1,000,000. Welcome to the sisterhood. I know. It's like what?
I wish we had a picture for reference. I know this is also audio. I have notoriously the worst bedhead of all time.
He wakes up
I
looking
look
like
like
a
a
chocolate chip.
I wake up looking like friggin' Oompa Loompa Spider Chocolate Chip
Jimmy
Hershey
Neutron.
Kiss Jimmy Neutron ass. Like I look like Alfalfa if that's not too dated of a reference. Like I just look like a mess. and I'm wondering if this will help me as well. I don't own a bonnet. I have this shower cap, the Cinnamoroll shower cap,
and
always
that
on
could
hand.
work. It could work, but
I feel like it's a little rough.
it's a little rough. You need the
It's a
satin
little tight
one.
as well. I
There,
don't want to ruin
I
it.
found him. I was like, we need to get you like a red one to match, and we can sleep in our matching bonnets. Because
That'd
I
be cute.
think you
So
could
maybe I gotta
benefit.
try it.
Everyone can benefit from sleeping in a bonnet, and everybody should.
Yeah.
I just like my hair type is like really coarse, and I'm tired of waking up with it looking damaged and like
Yeah.
and I want to preserve my hair, of course. But my next purchase is going to be the heatless curling rods that you twist your hair up in, and then you sleep in them, and then you wake up and your hair is like perfectly curled.
Yeah.
That's also in my Amazon list, and it's only $10,
I think
but I
you should
just
do it.
haven't pulled the trigger yet. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
do
think that'd be
that,
beneficial.
and then the bonnet. I'm so
I
excited.
think at my age, I'm worried about hair preservation.
Yes.
I think it is kind of inevitable. Like, that's just like the thing that happens to men. I think my hair will eventually go.
Mm-hmm.
I've accepted it. I'm fine with it. I think I'll have a good bald head anyway. I don't think I'm
Yeah.
worried about it. I mean, I'll look better with hair. Don't get me wrong. I'll look better with hair, but I think I'll be fine bald too.
I think so
I'll
too.
throw on some glasses and pull off that look with the beard and the glasses and the bald head. I wonder what that's called.
Yeah.
What's that look called?
What is that look called? I don't know, but I think you'd look good with that.
I think I'll do it.
Noodle says I'm
But-
in my old lady era. All she needs is the nightgown. When I first got my pink satin bonnet, I was on Amazon looking at like satin pajamas. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the button downs to bed. I think that's a little too much. Like for me,
listen.
what?
There's a reason why these are the stereotypical grandma clothes, all right? This is from a point of wisdom. All right, they knew about the bonnets. They know about the nightgowns. All right, every old person thing that you think of is for a reason. That's in the what is it called? They're doing it with the intention of bettering your life, whether it be comfort or the intent
Preservation.
to just preservation. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Speaking's hard sometimes, especially when you're on a podcast. But anyway,
yeah, it's the worst.
Real quick, I just want to go back. My hair process is not very long at all. It takes a few seconds. It gets longer as my hair gets longer, and my hair is getting longer again. Like, look, it's so friggin' long now. Compared to how it was like 3 months ago when I got that nice fresh cut. But I actually like where it's at right now.
It's a good length.
I think it's a good length. I think it's a really good length. I'm pretty happy with it, but I still would like to get it shorter. But right now, straightforward. Jump into the shower, towel it up after, and then what I'll do is what I used to do. Okay, I used to brush it all backwards, like slick it all back with a brush, and then I would take the blow dryer when it was slightly longer, and I'd put my head down, and I would basically blow dry my hair upside down to give it that extra volume.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. I shorten the process. I towel dry my hair, and I actually brush it all forward.
Switching
rather than backwards. I brush it all forward, and then after I do all that, tuck it behind my ears, and I just one swoop, and then my hair's done.
I mean, look how great his hair looks.
Oh, thank you. I also put some hair gel in it today.
It's like perfectly coiffed. Is coiffed the word?
Maybe.
It looks great.
Maybe. I like the feeling of a little slight gel in the hair, the little crispiness.
No, I get it. Gel is nice.
I kind of like that. I don't use it a lot. I only used it like probably 10 times in my life. I just felt like it today because I knew we were doing the podcast. And I was having a good today. I was having a great day today. I'm like, I just want to feel good today. I plucked my unibrow.
Wow.
I shaved my neck beard.
Self-care.
I did some self-care today. I was just today was a nice day. I did my laundry.
You had a movie date with the boys too?
I had a movie date with the boys. We saw a movie called Look Back, which I'm not going to talk anything about because it just came out today. Or a few days ago. But whatever. It's new. No spoilers, but it's a lovely movie. It's a very emotional and good movie, but it's a good movie. And go watch it. It's not playing anymore. It's one of those limited... No, it's one of those limited anime movies. They have like 4 showings, and that's it. We had the
Wow.
choice of like 12 p.m. or 7 p.m. And today was the last show, so we almost
Oh
missed it.
shoot.
And the theater was packed too. There was
Okay,
no
that
seats left,
explains
but
it.
we got good seats. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys got to see it. I can't wait to see it on digital whenever it comes out.
Yeah, we'll pirate it.
Okay. That works too.
I mean, and then we'll support it by buying the Blu-ray later. But I want to show you
Yeah.
now.
They finally
Obviously.
added The Boy and the Heron English dub on Max.
Oh, we gotta check that out. I didn't
Yeah.
really care for that movie that much, but
Well,
I'm
Robbie
curious about
P.
the English. It's Robbie P though.
We got in the English dub for The Boy and the Heron, we got Robbie P. We got Florence Pugh is also in it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all
I
that
can't
matters.
remember anybody else. I know it's a star-studded cast, but those are the only two that matter to me. Noodle said I got to see the second Joker movie for free, although I missed I heard that was bad.
I heard it was terrible.
I heard that people didn't like it.
I did catch all the spoilers because I don't plan on watching it. And I'm not going to talk about them. Obviously, this is a very spoiler-free stream, so if you think we're about to talk about something, we're not.
Yeah.
But I did hear about it. I heard about a twist. I heard about whatever, and I can see why people don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
I heard it was a musical, but nobody was expecting it to be a musical, or
I wasn't even going to say
that. I don't know. I heard people said it was a stinker. There's so much singing is all I'm gonna say. People in the chat were fed up. Yeah, because Noodle watched it on TikTok.
That's funny because they do that on TikTok. They'll just post the full movies a couple days. I watched the Mario movie the day after I watched it in theaters. I watched it again on TikTok.
Yeah. Was it you who you were on the way to see the movie, but you were running late, and so you were watching it on TikTok?
Well, it wasn't on TikTok. We we hit some major traffic. There was a bad car crash on the highway. Thankfully, not with us in it. But we were on the way to see the Mario movie, and we were almost on time. And me and my friends, he had, my friend Brick, he lovely guy. I love him so much. He's never been on time for a movie. The entire time we've been friends. JT, can you get that? Thank you.
Thank you, backward.
I don't even know why I meant. I'm sorry, I mentioned it. Sorry, there was a bot in our Twitch chat. Join our Twitch chat, by the way. If you're a Spotify listener or YouTube watcher, we do these live on Twitch. Come join us. That's the little plug for that. But anyway, we were on the way to the movie. We're running 15 minutes late, and I'm like, okay, well, there's trailers, but I feel like we're missing a little bit. So I decided to pull it up and look on the piracy websites for the Mario movie, and we just watched the beginning in the car. Somehow I timed it for as soon as we walked into the theater, it was right at the point where we were at. And it was just the beginning of the movie anyway. We didn't miss too much, but
that's good.
That was a good strategy. We didn't miss a single bit of that movie, even though we were very late.
Don't you love technology?
I do. And piracy is good sometimes.
Piracy is.
If there's a fatal car crash, then you can still watch your movie.
You can still watch the Mario movie.
Yeah.
Same Neo. I saw the Mario movie 5 times on TikTok after. I remember you were saying that, Noodle. I remember that when it came out and you were like, I've seen it so many times on TikTok. I'm glad you saw it in theaters first and not just on TikTok.
And that, Pancake Lad in the Twitch chat says TikTok's wild for that. It's true. It's weird that these things will always have millions of views and millions of likes.
I see a lot of TV shows on TikTok. A lot of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen.
And it's one thing to get clips and reactions to clips and all that stuff, but the full movie is impressive. How does that even get uploaded to get past their notice?
TikTok's TikTok has really weird rules for content. You can post full movies or full episodes of shows, but then you post something with somebody's music in it and it gets taken down, or they think they hear something but it's not actually there and they take something down, but they don't care about the live streaming the movies and the shows and stuff. It's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just in the Twitch chat, will the next podcast also be leaked early on TikTok? I hope not, because there's a special surprise in the next podcast. I'm not gonna say what it is. It's a special character gonna make an appearance.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna say who it
you
is.
guys are
I'm not gonna
gonna
say.
be so excited for the special guest that we have.
Who's this? Who's the special guest?
Who's
It's
it's
Tails.
Tails.
Tails is gonna be the special guest.
Will the podcast also be leaked early? It won't even be on time. It won't even be on time.
So, as you guys know, the MaeMaeTown podcast. Wow. Wow.
The MaeMaeTown Podcast.
The MaeMaeTown
MaeMaeTown
podcast. The MaeMaeTown podcast streams every week.
At some point. On Twitch.
Eventually. I don't know when. Could not tell you when.
Listen,
I don't know.
Life gets in the way. Life happens, y'all.
Hey, you guys get that right? Yeah, you guys
Life
get it.
happens. Hey, there's another hurricane coming.
Hey, speaking of life, there's another hurricane
remember
coming.
that hurricane that came through and wiped out Asheville? Yeah, there's another one coming.
I'm just saying.
Tomorrow.
Just drive up here. It's not even a big deal.
It's
just
not
drive
happening
up here.
to me. It's Florida. Again.
Yeah, R.I.P. Florida. That's the thing is, I don't think you should move there.
Yeah, I thought about moving there, but it might not be a good time. Global warming and all
I
that.
feel like global warming is kind of frigging that place up. It's beautiful, but like shoot, like we just did a massive hurricane. We're doing another one. Also, like I feel like your favorite businesses are gonna get frigged, and then your house, and then affording to fix that is gonna be a whole other thing. So it's like maybe don't. Maybe you just visit.
That's so tragic. It truly feels like the end of days this past week. Like,
yeah.
Not to mention that, but in Georgia, we had a chemical explosion just 45 minutes from where I live.
Was it your favorite kind of chemicals, or what was in it?
It was chlorine, so pool. It was a pool chemical.
Hey, keep your pool clean. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So now everyone's in the area.
So in that county.
Sorry, before I make my jokes, did anybody die?
Nobody has died, but they are people are sheltering in place. They have been for about a week now. People can't use their air conditioning units because you don't want to let the chemicals in.
Yeah.
They have a weird rule that you can go out during the day, but at night you need to stay in your house, which smells weird to me.
How are the chemicals still sitting in place? Doesn't air work like that? Like they got anywhere in the sky to fly to, and they can't just go?
There's still a plume over the...
A plume?
Over the lab, yes. It's still there. They put the fire out.
That's a deluxe plume. What the heck is that plume doing there still?
They still have not been able to contain the chemicals.
Huh.
So
how do you do that? With like a giant vacuum, or what do you do?
Well, it's just like, I don't know. That's the thing, is like when things like this happen, it just...
I guess they don't know either.
You just have to put out the fire and live with it, basically. But this lab, it's happened like 3 times. This same lab, it's happened like 3 times. And somehow they're still able to...
It's not great, but like...
What?
I've had pool water. I've accidentally drank pool water.
Yeah. This is more like creating like a gas that would kill somebody, though.
Oh.
This is not like you get it in your eyes and it burns a little bit. This is
warfare level.
This is like what they used to gas people with.
Oh no.
And so they've assured everybody that most people won't feel the effects of it, but
okay, that's good.
People in that area have reported like sore throats, sinus infections, their eyes are burning, the whole nine. Okay. So that's happening. Luckily, it didn't.
Some people get that from grass.
Yeah, but luckily it didn't really carry over to my side of town.
That's very good. That is.
I made sure to kind of, stay inside for the first couple days, like just pay attention to how the air smells and stuff like that. And it started raining and I was like, okay, don't leave the house because acid rain is a thing. Because it's like
That's
it
true. Oh
goes
yeah,
up and then it comes down as chlorine. Like that's not
that's gonna
really
be.
good.
Oh yeah, that's right. That first rainfall is gonna be brutal. Um,
Yeah.
shoot. Well, like I said, hey, just drive up here. We don't got any of that. Hey, Canada's been pretty dang quiet lately.
Hey. Yeah.
We recently celebrated our Day of Reconciliation,
It's amazing.
which is for those who don't know, because it's primarily a fun little Canada holiday. Did I explain this on the podcast before?
I don't know if you have.
Basically, it's this is like pretty dark to bring up. Anyway, the Indigenous people were not treated very well. Oopsie, they weren't treated very well in Canada.
Oopsie doopsie.
So, oopsie whoopsie, and some pretty bad stuff came out that the Canada government did, as well as the Catholic Church did some nasty stuff to some Indigenous people, and we only found out about it about 4 years ago. So there was a lot of outrage over the entirety of my country, and they decided to make a holiday about it called Day of Reconciliation, also known as Orange Shirt Day. You wear your orange shirt in solidarity with the victims of the residential schools in Canada. And my favorite part about it is that they called it the white Canada government called it Reconciliation Day, like Please Forgive Me Day, which is like, oh, we didn't call it that. We didn't say it's okay.
Yeah.
So there's that, and also, all government officials get the day off on that day. I still got to go to work, though. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but they need
Isn't
time
that
to like they need time to reflect on how far you guys have come as a union. So that gives them the time to really reflect on that.
Yeah, I
They
feel
need
like
that.
they're not doing that. I feel like
No?
no,
I
I
don't think
feel
so.
like it's hell yeah, we get a day off. Woo. Well, the Canada. I don't want to make this too political. It's not. I don't want to make it like that. But needless to say, Indigenous people still aren't treated very well. But the government gets the day off, so good for them. Woo.
Good job,
Woo.
government.
Woo,
You
tattoo.
did it
Hey,
again.
hey, you
You
guys take
did
the day
it.
off because you feel bad.
Woo! Thank you for the good
There was a lot of
times.
bodies found, but hey, you guys get the day off.
I'm so glad that
Congrats.
they work so hard. They
Hey,
girl, you deserve
they
it.
worked so hard to cover it up, and they failed because we found it, and then they feel sad about that. So
Yeah.
they need the day
Well,
off.
they need time to recuperate and refresh. They need to have a little refresh.
A little refresh. Hey, they're catching a lot of heat, and they need the day off.
Juneteenth is the exact same way.
Yeah.
We don't really even have an indigenous like oopsie doopsie day. We have
I bet there's.
no.
So,
Well,
okay,
they
I'm gonna bring this
changed.
up briefly.
They changed.
I
They
sorry, you
changed
go.
Thanksgiving to like Native American heritage, like Remembrance Day,
Oh, okay.
and they kind of got rid of Columbus Day because it's obviously
Okay.
not a good day.
Yeah, Indigenous Oopsie Doopsie Day is right though. Um, so basically, what happened is there were a lot of indigenous remains found under multiple Catholic churches and residential schools, which were run by the Catholic Church. And I am almost certain, if it's checked under your guys's old residential school and Catholic churches, there's probably got to be something there too. I don't
Oh,
know. That's all I'm saying.
a bare minimum.
There's got to be a oopsie doopsie day there too.
Try
I'm sure.
just houses, like anywhere
Houses. Oh
in
my
the
god. I
United
know.
States. Yeah, plantations. Try like
Yeah,
any big property in the United States.
it's not great. Why did? Okay, this got too sad.
Guys, I'm sorry. It's been a rough week for North
It's been,
America.
it's hard to be positive when it's the country's falling apart. But hey, like
Yeah.
I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it, you can always, hey, you can come up here. This invitation does not extend to everybody in the chat, but
Not even to me
because
really, but
It extends to you for as long as you can escape attention from
As
the
long as I
government,
can legally be in the country, which is 6 months.
and then leave and then come back. It's fine.
That's true. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And then I'll figure out a place for everybody else in chat too.
Yeah.
Once we get the Twitch money, it's coming.
It's
Hey,
coming. Hey.
and in 10 years when we pop off finally.
Yeah.
Anybody notice that? Now this is probably I don't want to make it sound like we're victims of Twitch or anything, because I've noticed this on a lot of channels. Anybody notice that Twitch viewership is way down? Not just for like me, but like I've noticed it on even bigger channels I'm watching. I'm watching
Yeah.
some other, I don't know, just like I've noticed it on every single channel.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
And I don't know what's going on. I'm like, is Twitch falling off? I hope not. I love Twitch. I know I don't get to stream that much anymore. I know you're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
But
I think TikTok is taking over. I think people want to be TikTok is easier for people to kind of get in and out of. You know? It's
admittedly, I don't consume a lot of Twitch for that reason.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm part of the problem where I can't really watch all these streams because they're so long, and I really only get to sit down and watch a couple streams.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watch your streams and a couple others, and that's all I can afford to do. Even though I'm following a whole whack of people.
Is that a word?
But
for
I don't think so.
Like a
I don't think
gaggle, a gaggle of people.
I'm gonna say a whole whack of people.
A whole whack of people. Well, that's why I'm saying the correlation is like, oh, it's like a gaggle of geese, but like
it's like a group of people, but I don't know if it's a thing.
It is now.
I may have made that up.
I like it. I'm gonna start saying that.
Let's use it. If it's a thing, then I won't. I hope it's not a thing now.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we can do our research. I don't think it's a thing.
I'm gonna hope maybe it's a Canadian thing. Maybe it's one of those things.
Maybe you guys do have weird words.
Like the machine.
The machine.
Yeah, I was looking up more regional differences between America and Canada, and I found out recently that America does not have portable debit machines, portable payment terminals that restaurants can bring to your table. And I noticed this because whenever I go to the States with Mandy, she always kind of makes fun of me in a light, joking way of how I pay for things.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the problem was, because I'm like, I feel like I'm doing this. This isn't of note in my country. I've never had anybody call me out on it before, but apparently you guys put your card on the table and they come and take it.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild to me. That's never once happened. I've never once done that. Which explains a couple interactions we had before, because I was like, how do we pay for this?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember eating at a sushi restaurant with you in Florida and thinking, how do I pay? And I'm like, do I go up and pay, or are they going to bring the machine over? And you were like, the machine, what is that? I'm like, the little machine. And I didn't realize until like a week ago that, that's why even though that happened like 3 months ago, it only clicked in. I'm like, that makes sense why she was so confused.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't have the machine. And that's not a boomer term. I know it sounds like, they got their little gizmo.
Bring
over the gizmo.
Over here.
Bring the machine over here. No, it's not. It's like a Canada-wide thing.
Yeah.
Where like they say, hey, can I bring you the machine? That's just what it's called. They don't say, can I bring you the debit/credit terminal? Can I bring you the Moneris terminal? No, they don't say that.
Panera terminal.
The Panera, yeah. They just say the machine. Can I bring you the machine? I wish they called it the gizmo.
The gizmo. I wish they would too.
Yeah.
Well, I've definitely had that experience somewhere in America where they brought like a POS system to the table, like the ones that you guys have.
Yeah.
But they weren't as like high tech as the ones that you guys have, because I remember at like Kinton, it was very like, it was big. Right?
Like a standard, wasn't it?
It's
like
I mean, I don't know what standard is, but it was really nice.
Like any like debit terminal you would see at any like cash register.
Was it just
but it's
like
wireless.
the little ones that you just put your card into with the buttons? It was better than
Yeah.
that. It was nicer than that.
Oh, well, I think they're nice, but they are that.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I
and they're
feel like I've
wireless. Yeah,
had
that's like the standard one.
I feel like I've had that somewhere in America before, maybe in California.
I even use that at my own work, but I don't even need to
Yeah.
because everybody just comes to the counter to pay anyway, and then I just hand them
Hmm.
a little wireless thing, even though it doesn't need to be wireless. But they're all wireless. It's like the standard here.
Well, I think I mentioned to you that like the big restaurants, yes, you typically send your card away with the you put your card on the table and the waiter comes and takes it and runs it in the back or whatever.
That's so weird to
I
me.
know it's weird to people outside the states, but it's just like that's how we've done things forever.
Yeah.
And then there are some, I think, smaller places where you go up to the counter at the front and they'll run your card, but like right in front of you.
Well, straight away that payment was different because they scan your card or they swipe your card first, and then the receipt prints out, and then you write the tip. It's like they're going to actually process this later. That doesn't happen here.
Oh, where you write out the tip and sign it?
Yeah, that's weird. And then also like they'll swipe your card, hand it back to you, and then you hit the tip option on the
Mm-hmm.
screen or something like that. That also doesn't happen here. Like it's the payment's the last thing that happens here. It's like they tell you your total, you hit the tip, and then you pay.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know.
Yeah, well, like, I actually don't know if this is how you guys do it in Canada, but when you when you pay for something but you also tip, the the tip doesn't process with the total charge. Like you'll see on your bank transactions, like you'll see the charge for like the food, and then the tip will be charged later when they do the
No, that doesn't
payroll.
happen.
Okay, because that's how it
It's
happens
all at
here.
once here. Yeah, and that's what I noticed. It seems like a separate transaction. I
Yeah.
don't like that they can charge something later. I'm not gonna be like a boomer and be like, "Oh, they're trying to steal my money." Like, it's safe enough. It's a process that they've been working on countrywide or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm certain there has been some fraud with it, but overall, it's safe.
But
But I'm just
yeah,
saying it is a bit jarring that they can just scan your card and then put in whatever.
yeah, it is weird. I agree with you. It is really like archaic for them to still be doing it that way.
Yeah,
I think it depends on like where you go in the country. Like if you go to one of the major cities like New York or LA or something like that, I think you'll probably find more of that, more of the terminals.
mm,
But yeah, we're super behind. Like it's more common now to have the iPads where they turn it around and you do all the like the tip and the receipt and stuff like that.
yeah,
And or you do tap to pay on your own, like they don't take your card from you. But
yeah.
no, we're still definitely in the caveman times when it comes to our
It feels a little
system.
old.
It is.
Which is weird. I also noticed that the type of payment doesn't matter there either. Whereas in
Mm-hmm.
Canada, you often have to specify which payment method you're paying with, whether it be credit, and sometimes you have to specify which card. So you would say like, oh, Visa, Mastercard, Amex, whatever it is,
Mm.
or debit, which is your your main debit account, your checking account, whatever it is, your bank card. Right? You have to specify which one, or they're like they don't know how to process it. I guess they get charged differently depending on what payment method it
Mm-hmm.
is. And that's always weird to you too. You'd always be like, "Oh, he says Visa every time." I'm like,
Well,
"That's just how we do it in Canada."
oh yeah, every time we go somewhere, he'll be like, "Oh, that'll be on Visa." And I was just saying that like we don't do that. Like we don't tell
Yeah,
them because most places accept every type of card, even foreign cards like, you know.
yeah.
But
But like I've been trying to pay attention to that now, and even like American businesses like Dollar Tree. I work next to a Dollar Tree. Dollar
mhm.
Tree's just only recently in the past maybe 4 years or so just started taking off in Canada. We didn't have it before then.
Mhm.
We had Dollarama, which is getting a lot of heat because they are now $5 Dollarama. Uh,
Yeah,
It's
that's,
not
I
good. But
mean,
anyway,
that's common for pretty much all dollar stores now. I mean,
they're
like,
all expensive.
it's like a dollar
But
75.
but yeah, they asked me. I tried doing it. I'm trying to do the whole. Oh, that'll be card. They said what card? I said, oh, credit. They're like, what kind? I said Visa.
At Dollar General,
At Dollar Tree. Dollar
Dollar
Tree.
Tree.
Yeah. So that's an American company. We don't have Dollar General here, but
Mm.
Dollar Tree. Yeah. Then they still ask for. I guess it's just a Canada thing. I think it's the way things are processed.
I think it is,
So
yeah.
it was nice. It was nice validation to know that I'm not just being weird.
No, you're not
Because
being
everybody here does
weird.
it.
You're not
It's
being
just
weird.
how
It's
things
just
are
how
done
you
here.
guys process payments.
Yeah.
We don't process things that way. Like, it's more, which I guess that's the trade-off is like most businesses accept like all kinds of cards. The only weird one is American Express. There are some businesses that don't accept it.
That's kind of like that here too. Yeah, Amex is always weird.
It's because Amex is super lax about reimbursing their customers when they file claims. So, like,
Hmm.
I just heard a story on TikTok yesterday, actually, of someone who was a bottle service girl in Miami. And
What's
she
a
was.
bottle service?
Bottle service is like if you go to a club, you can pay
Oh, okay.
for a bunch of girls to bring like bottles with sparklers on them. It's like a whole production.
Can you
And
guys tell I don't go to a club?
I like I've seen bottle service before. I've never had it. I've never been a part of it. So I've only just like seen it before. But
Yeah.
bottle girls, they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. So I think this guy, you know, I think he was a celebrity. I'm not sure. He racked up like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in one night. And then he wanted to tip out 10 grand. And
Shoot.
they went through like 6 different supervisors and management to make sure that he actually wanted to charge that much. And he said, yes,
Yeah.
I do. And so the waitress or the bottle service girl, she's like, I went to Miami the next day. I was on a yacht with my friends because I had so much money from the night before. And
Yeah.
she got a call from her boss, and he was like, hey, yeah, you know that the guy that came in yesterday or the day before. So he disputed with Amex for that. And they're giving it back to him.
Yeah.
And she had to leave and go back to the place and give whatever money she had left back.
Ah,
Because
gosh,
he
that
was
sucks.
able to just dispute it and say, no, I didn't do that. And apparently that's really common for American Express customers.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have processed that anyway. Especially with Amex was always a red flag for me with when I worked at the game store. When people would do like large transactions, they'd be buying multiple consoles. Oh, can I get I'll get a PS4. You know, give me 3 of those. And it's like, all right, I know I don't even want to get this down because I already know this is a scam.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you casually want multiple consoles, it's a red flag, easy
Yeah.
scam. I could sense any scam immediately. Often I wouldn't even do that. I'd be like, okay, let me scan it through. And I wouldn't even get them down. I would just put it through the little SKU or whatever. Like, here's your total. Oh, didn't work. Bye. Bye. Get out of here. Like, nobody's just like, oh, you know what? I'm actually thinking maybe y'all get 3 PS4s today.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, yeah, that's not a thing. 3
Unless you're
PS4s, 2 number 4s, and a large soda. That's right.
55 PS4s, 55.
No, but it was like that for real. Oh my god. The thieves and scammers are not subtle, and they think everyone's so stupid.
No, they're not.
And I loved shutting them down every time. So
I worked at Victoria's Secret for literally a month. It's the worst company I've ever worked for in my life.
yeah.
And they deal with theft a lot. And so they taught me how to, like, when talking to a customer, when checking someone out, they taught me, like, things to look for with people who clearly have stolen and are trying to return in cash. And I remember this lady one day, she came in and was trying to return like $1,000 worth of stuff. And I just had to stand
Oh
there
my
and
god.
watch her get into arguments with like all the all the staff and the manager and stuff, and I was like, damn, people are so bold
Yeah, and it's like socially, I don't think I have that in me.
to do it.
I'm down for a little petty thievery. I'm down for that, but to get other people and to inconvenience others in that process, because you steal something from Walmart, that actually inconveniences no one. Doesn't inconvenience a single person that works there. They get to, quietly sit and watch the cameras in the back. It's
Yeah.
not a bad part of their day, I promise you. It's just another part of their job. But hey, and that's if you steal something substantial. Usually they'll just, who cares? They'll just get it during inventory. But you steal something and then try to return it, then you gotta fight everyone. You're ruining everyone's day because you're being negative. And it's like, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
take what you take and go. The only people that it really inconveniences are the customers, because now everything is locked and you have to get an employee for every single item that you want. And they're
Pokemon
nowhere to be
cards.
found. They're nowhere to be found. And so you're waiting there for like 10 minutes to get
Oh
some
my
soap.
god. Soap is crazy. Everything's being, you know what should be locked up? Because I was mentioning Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards is funny because I think it was right before COVID. I think it was one of the Paul brothers on YouTube did a Pokemon thing, and then Pokemon cards blew up. They blew up bigger than they ever were. So Pokemon cards are huge right now. They're selling like crazy. Scalpers are all over them now. Pokemon cards haven't really dropped since that year. It's about 4 or 5 years ago now.
That's crazy.
And that also meant an increase in thievery. So we had to start locking up our Pokemon cards. And this was a common practice at basically any store that sold Pokemon cards. They'd keep them behind the counter, lock them up, have those little magnetic lock things on them, or just like not have them out, and you had to ask for them. That became some of the hottest items, and that was even at like Walmart. They'd be locked up too. But so yeah, similar thing with that. Just everything's locked up, and it's like that part is the inconvenient thing. For soap is kind of wild.
Well, I was just being dramatic, but it's like beauty products. Like if you go to the beauty section in Walmart, everything is locked up. Like all the moisturizers and like skincare products, you have to press the button and wait for somebody to come. And literally Walmart, the employees are never where they're supposed to be.
I think that's valid. I think cosmetic sections should be locked up.
Yeah.
Now, well, I say that because have you? Do they have winners in the States?
Winners? I don't think so.
Winners. I think you and I may have gone to a Winners.
Is it like a drugstore?
No, Winners is like a. What would I compare Winners to? So Cypress Beetle in the Twitch chat. What would I compare Winners to? It's like a. It has clothes, cosmetics,
Like
toys,
a Kmart?
homewares. It kind of like a Kmart, I guess. We don't have Kmart anymore either, but we used to.
Yeah.
I would say like a Marshalls.
Oh, like a
maybe
TJ
Marshalls?
Maxx?
Maybe, yeah. It's a lot of clothing, primarily clothing, but they do have some cosmetics and housewares and toys
like
as
TJ
well.
Maxx.
Okay, yeah. So like that. TJ Maxx. Okay, yes.
Marshalls
I would say
and
so. I feel
TJ
like
Maxx
TJ
are the
Maxx had a
same
little
thing.
bit. Oh, are they? Okay, cool.
It's same concept, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that. And I don't know if you've ever been to a cosmetic section at one of those places. Everything's gone. Everything's gone and destroyed and used, and it's awful. And
Yeah.
it's like I've gone there before with people who wanted to go to those sections, and just watching them sift through the empty boxes, and I'm like, this is a nightmare. This needs to be locked up. This is actually crazy to me.
Oh God.
So I'm like, yeah. As soon as you said cosmetics, I'm like, yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
I would
I
lock that
get
up too.
that.
People are vicious with those things. That's nuts.
I get it. It's just like, I don't know. It's just it's like if the employee was there at their station, I'd have no problem with it. Like, yeah, I understand theft is huge, but the problem is that like you can never find somebody when you need something.
Yeah.
And you've got like 4 people waiting to like get stuff too. And oh gosh, I don't know. I hate that's where we are now, where like we can't even just take the things that we're shopping for. Like,
Yeah.
it just sucks. There's always boxes of earrings with one missing at Winners.
Oh
One.
my god, yeah.
Why?
Winners is a bit of a nightmare. I do buy my socks and underwear
What are
though
you, a
consistently.
pirate?
That's all I go there for. Just so, yeah.
We've had
What do
pirate
you do with one
theft.
earring? They're using it as their nose ring, I guess. I don't know.
That's disgusting. A belly button ring. I had my belly
Or
button
they
pierced
tried
in
it on
high
and
school.
forgot. Oh, did you? I never had a
Yeah.
piercing.
Don't tell my dad.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, maybe he knew. I don't know. I can't remember. I blocked out most of that. But I do remember I had a belly button. I had a belly button piercing sophomore year of high school, and it kept falling out during theater rehearsal, so I just took it out and let it grow back. I still have the scar.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Cypress Beetle in the chat says same. Now, Cypress Beetle is my cousin, for those who don't know.
Belly button ring? In high school.
Cypress Beetle, did you have a belly button piercing?
I love
didn't freaking know
belly
about
button
that.
piercings. They're so secretive. Like nobody would know.
I guess why would I know that? But yeah, I didn't. I had no freaking clue. I had actually no idea.
Maybe
Wow.
I'll get it
Okay.
again.
Yeah. Hey.
Thank you for the sub, Cypress Beetle. Yay!
Hey, that's
belly
very
button
cool.
rings.
Hey, everybody sub. It's Subaween. There's
What's
no
like-
such thing as Subaween.
It's one of those things where it's like, if I did get it pierced again, I wouldn't even know. It's like my tattoos. It's like I forget that I have them. Like I
Yeah.
genuinely forget that I have tattoos until I'm driving and I look down and I'm like, or if somebody compliments them, I'm like, oh, yeah, that. Like I literally
I like
forget.
your tattoos. They're nice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I just forget that I have them.
Mm.
I feel
It's
like
weird because sorry, continue.
I was just gonna say
I keep getting off. I
people
apologize.
like when I first started getting tattoos, like people, mainly family, they're just like, oh, it's forever. It's like, and here I am, 6 years later, and I literally forget that I have. Like, I don't even know that I have them.
Yeah. Also, but like the voice you're doing, clearly old person voice. Old people don't like those things though.
Yes, of course not.
Yeah, it's a like a old conservative mindset,
It
which is like that's generational. You can't really do anything about that. I feel like all of them consistently don't like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's whatever. But like these days, you see in all types of jobs,
Mm-hmm.
Disney World, who's like seen as like a very
Disney World, yeah.
Disney World. You see tattoos. We saw this one person. They had a like Charmander tattoo on their leg,
Mhm.
doing the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and like we complimented their tattoos and everything. Like we see these all the time. It's just widely accepted now in like hospitality, in
Yeah.
whatever line of work you want. Nobody cares. This generation, nobody
cares.
cares. It's completely acceptable. You want to get a tattoo, go for it. That whole
Yeah.
stigma is gone.
You know
I can
that,
safely say, gone.
if Disney doesn't give a shit, nobody gives a shit. Except for your grandparents.
Your grandparents will care.
Your
They'll give
grandparents
you a
don't
hard
pay the
time, and that's it.
bills. Or maybe they do. But typically they don't. Love them, but they don't pay the bills.
I was a very edgy kid in high school. Not like personality wise. I was exactly the same as I am now. I haven't changed much, to be honest. But in terms of personality, but I had the edgy look. Like I had the long black hair. I would wear like the spiky things, the rings, the chains, whatever. Right. I had the big, almost like trip pants, but they weren't trip pants. They were like a dollar store knockoff.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of cool. I don't own them anymore, but they were cool. So I had the edgy like emo kid look, and I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah.
But despite that, I don't have a tattoo. I've never dyed my hair, and I don't have a piercing. And I'm not morally against it at all. I don't have like a fear of it. I guess I just like never thought about it.
That's normal.
And I don't know. Like I love tattoos. So I think they're so cool, and like a lot of my friends. In fact, I think at least like 90% of my people I'm affiliated with have tattoos. I just think they're the coolest thing, and I have for some reason no desire to put one on myself, and it's not, I can't even articulate it. It's not like, oh, I don't want it on me I can't decide what I want. I don't even care about that. I just like I think think I'm good. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I mean, honestly, like,
I just never had that drive.
if I could go back, and this is not me like being like, oh, I regret doing it. If I could go back in time and just not get tattoos, I would, because that's how much I don't care about them. I'm just like,
It's more of like a neutral feeling, right?
I could take
Yeah.
them or leave them. If I woke up tomorrow and they were gone, I'd be like, okay, dope. Now what?
I think with my personality type, I think tattoos would be good for me because I don't necessarily go through phases. I'm consistently liking the same three things at all times.
Oh
I
my
think it'd be
God.
safe to like something I liked 10 years ago. I could get that tattooed on me today probably.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that'd be safe. I could get a Power Ranger tattooed on me. Not that I would,
Yeah.
but I can get a Power Ranger tattooed on me. I like that since I was 3 years old.
That's a good point.
So I'm like, I'm pretty safe to go get a tattoo. I don't want to. I just like I hear how
It's
expensive it is. How
expensive.
like it's expensive. It's just like I'm fine. I like to draw. I'll just draw whatever I want, and
Hmm.
then that'll be that.
You could draw tattoo designs for other people. I'm sure people would tattoo your designs on them.
I have had my art tattooed on
What,
people
you
before.
didn't tell me that.
Oh, because it was against my will.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a manager at the game store. He was very eccentric. I didn't like him that much, and he would go through these emotional outbursts. Not at work, like to us, he was fine. He was clearly very unstable though, and every time he'd have a bad night, whether it be like he's fighting with his boyfriend or something like that, he would go get himself tattooed at his friend's house for very cheap, and or for free even. It wasn't that good. The line work was shoddy. You can tell it was done for free at his house during a night of drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So he came to work like he's like, "Hey, I got your art tattooed on
Oh.
me," and it
Ew.
was like a Bomberman drawing that I did on on Instagram. And yeah, he just has my Bomberman like tattooed under his like chest a little bit, and
Oh.
it's there. It's permanent. It's there.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at him like this looks like garbage.
Oh my
But
God.
it's like a wish.com version of my art.
Oh no.
And I'm like, this brings up an interesting moral
Question.
like dilemma. What do you do in that moment? Because getting upset about it doesn't matter at this point because they already got the tattoo. That's permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Do I like I'm not happy about it because now
Do I
my art
sue
is not
them?
only being put on someone for free, like I'm not being paid for this,
Yeah.
and also my art is being butchered because I didn't draw it and it looks like a
Mhm.
bootleg version of it. And now my art is permanently being featured. Whatever, it's a whole thing. It's like how do I just froze? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know how to react. I still don't know how to react.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's really
Yeah,
nothing you can do about I mean, like, that happens all the time where people tattoo other people's work on their body. And
yeah.
yeah, at the same time, it's like, what are you gonna do? Sue them
What are you gonna do?
for putting it's like yeah, I don't know. And the tattoo artists, like, they're just doing, what they're told. Like, they
Yeah,
don't have any like copyright stuff. It's just like, okay, this is what you want. They don't know who the artist is, so it is like there's really nothing you can do about it. But
you
I
can't do
would
it.
feel so weird if my coworkers showed up the next day with my art tattooed on their body without even being like, hey, I really love this
I wasn't consulted
that
at
you
any
did.
point. At any point was I consulted.
That's so weird.
Um, this guy was weird though, so I'm like, ultimately, I'm just gonna chalk it up to he's kind of a freak.
Yeah.
This guy, like, I like him enough, I guess. He's just very stupid. Yeah, this was the guy I told the story before, who installed security cameras in our store, which was it was an older GameStop. It didn't have security cameras, which is fine because what do those do? Anyway, they don't do anything. They're only there to check productivity. They're not to like secure anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a big fan of not having them, but he comes in, he suggests that we get them reinstalled. He does this big push to get them all installed, and then he robs the place and gets fired.
What?
Should have did that the other way around. Should have done that the other way around, I think. God, he's stupid. Anyway,
So the
that's
cameras were up and he stole.
yeah. He put them back up and then stole. He was not very smart, as you can see.
Huh? What the frick?
Hope he's doing well.
That's
Hey,
hysterical.
shout out to Raheem.
He is so stupid. Oh
You're-
my god. 40
yeah. Hey, he was also like very diabetic, but the way he would just disregard that and drink all
Okay.
these sugary drinks all day and all this food, I'm like, brother, what are you doing? Stop.
Wow, what a
Stop.
destructive person.
I feel like I have to babysit you. Like, stop doing this.
That
Very
is
destructive, very
crazy.
self-destructive. Don't do that, everyone.
My god, people are insane.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. Well,
As we were. No, continue.
I was just gonna say, well, I mean, shout out to that art on his body that
Uh,
you did.
I guess so. The bomber. It was a pretty cool piece, actually. Uh, it's like a black and white Bomberman on my Instagram, Neodoodlez Instagram, and he's like jumping towards the camera. He's like holding a bomb over his head,
Uh-huh.
and it's like a straight on shot, and it's a cool drawing. I like it. It's dynamic. But anyway,
I'm gonna try to insert a photo of that in the podcast video.
yeah, it's there. It's on screen.
And then I'll put a side by side of what's his name, Rashad,
Raheem.
Raheem. I'll put Raheem's
Oh,
torso right next to it. I'll find
I
him.
don't know. I might have a picture of it. I might have a picture of it actually.
If you find it, let
So
me know.
I will find that
I
actually.
will fully dox
Right.
this person's torso just for a
Sure.
bit.
Absolutely. Hey, he did that without my permission. You know what? We can post this without his. Who cares?
Period.
Period, baby. I'm sure
Period,
he has to be fine with
baby.
that.
Raheem podcast,
Re-
guess what?
honestly, that would probably be genuinely entertaining. Like you were saying, people are crazy.
I would
I
love
feel like,
that.
and we were talking about this right before the podcast started, that people are both the worst and best part of our days.
Yeah.
Because how much does a just a pleasant interaction with a stranger just make your day? Because I
Yeah.
love that stuff.
It
I
makes or
freaking
breaks
love
it.
that. It makes me realize like I do love people. I do.
Yeah.
And I love these pleasant interactions. I feel like that's what life is all about, you know?
Yeah.
You're just talking to some random person, you have a connection for a short while and then that's it.
I love
I think
those.
that's beautiful, in a way. I had a couple of those today. I went to the local grocery store, shout out to Farm Boy,
Shout out.
and yeah, it's a weird grocery store. It feels kind of culty, but I had my old ratty Attack on Titan toque that I usually wear. Had that on. And this guy's, hey, bro, I like your hat. I'm like, oh, cool. That's awesome of you to say. And then like I'm continuing browsing around that section. I'm looking at I'm choosing which cookie I'm gonna buy basically.
Mm-hmm.
I want a cookie, and I ended up buying a macadamia cookie. Anyway, it was good. Those are the best one.
They're really good.
But anyway, he comes up to me again. He's like, "Hey, are you excited for the new Attack on Titan movie?" I'm like, "I didn't even know there was a movie." And he's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, you gotta watch this." And he's like, "What did you think of the last season?" We're talking about Attack on Titan, then we're talking about One Piece. We're talking about all these different anime, and we're chatting for like 15 minutes. That's just some random guy, And then at the end, I'm like, he's like, "Hey, well, I hope you have a great day." And I'm like, that made my morning. That was like the first thing I did in the morning. Was I took a little walk over to the grocery store and just chatted with this guy. And that was pleasant. And then all in the same day, I just went to go see a movie with my friend group of 3 people. But we're sitting in a row of 4, and we're sitting kind of not in the exact seats we're supposed to be because there's only 4 seats, but there's 3 of us. We're just kind of shuffled around whatever ones. And this girl walks by, and she's like, "Oh, I think that's my seat." So my friend who was in that seat, he moves over, and she sits down next to me. And we're just watching the movie like regular. And at the end, she's like, are you confused by this ending? And it was just her and I chatting about like different anime. She was talking about Chainsaw Man. I haven't seen it. And then I was telling her about My Hero Academia, and we're talking about like our favorite animes. And like that was just such a fun little interaction for such such a short little time. It kind of reminded me when you're in school, right? And you're just chatting about stupid things you're watching or what you're playing, just for a short little period in between, like, when the teacher starts teaching his lesson and you just got into
Yeah.
class. It just like reminded me of those short little interactions that don't matter, and
Mm-hmm.
they're ultimately just very nice. And it made my day. Both of those two individuals made my day. I think they're both lovely people, and I wish them well. We have no connection outside of that interaction, but I think that's kind of nice in a way.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree, because like doing delivery, I have a lot of those interactions where it's like I might never see you again, and sometimes I do see them again if they like work there or whatever. Um, but it is nice to have like those random, unexpected, like really nice interactions where you're just kind of going about your day, and all of a sudden somebody is like, "Hey, I like something that you're doing," or like you're putting out a good vibe that I like.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's always just a good reminder of like, oh, humanity. Like
Yeah.
we're all just out here doing our thing, and trying to get through the day, and we find something in common, and that's really nice.
That's so nice. And it's like it's a popular take, and it's also a take I agree with, that like people suck, you know?
Yeah,
And I do agree with that, because people will ruin my day. One bad interaction ruins my day.
me too.
But I keep forgetting, because they're less frequent. I keep forgetting that one good interaction can do the complete opposite, and it will
Mm-hmm.
make my day. So, and you and I talk about service a lot, like getting good service at restaurants, at grocery stores, at whatever business you're at, and how both you and I have worked in service before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we say we have a high standard, but it's not high. It's actually quite low, and it's very easy for anybody who hasn't had a job in service or done customer service before. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know to be a
Mm-hmm.
pro, to be the best person to make everyone's day. Hey, how's your day today? That's it.
That's it.
That's like maybe a little smile. You don't even really have, yeah.
Hey,
You
how's
just
it
a friendly
going?
tone. Hey, maybe raise the octave of your voice a little bit. Hey, how you doing today?
Hey,
Or hey, I hope you have a great day.
hello.
Something basic conversational stuff, and it's so easy, and it just makes my day.
Hi.
That's it. I don't I don't want you to, like, you have to get every detail of my order right or I'm going to be angry. I don't care about that.
Doesn't matter.
You mess up my order, I don't care. If you're pleasant, I will, honestly, that doesn't even matter to me.
Yeah, same.
I went to a pizza store the other day. I said, "Hey, can I get a slice of pizza?" You don't have to cut it. I prefer when it's like a bigger slice. I just like it. It's just, I don't know, like I want to eat it like a Fred Flintstone pizza slice. But I was like, yeah, you don't have to cut it. And then he's like, "Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool." He warms up my slice. He comes back. He's like, "Oh, you said not to cut it." Oh yeah. He's like, "I cut it." I'm like, it's honestly fine. Like, I don't care. Like,
Oh.
who cares? I don't care. It's fine. And he was so pleasant. He was so nice.
Well, the fact that he
So it's just like,
acknowledged it, like, oh, this is what you wanted, and I messed up.
yeah,
That's enough.
because people mess up orders every single day.
Yeah, we're
Who
human.
cares? It's gonna happen. I'm gonna I'm gonna make the mistake. I'm gonna make a mistake every single day, especially when it
Yeah,
comes to work. I'm
me,
gonna mess up something. People just gotta adapt.
me,
They're gonna adapt.
I make mistakes all day long, baby.
I'm making a mistake right now. I'm scratching the hell out of my hand, knowing that
I'm making a
this is gonna
mistake
cost.
right now.
My hand is very itchy. I should lotion it, but instead I'm scratching it a bunch. And I'm gonna regret that later. But see, that's all the
But
mistakes we're
that's your
making.
choice. You're making that
That's
choice.
the choice you make. But hey, at least we're having a pleasant conversation about it, though, right? So all is
That's what I'm
forgiven.
saying.
All is forgiven.
As someone who does delivery, food delivery specifically, I interact with a lot of different restaurants and employees and customers, and like, man, the some of the interactions I have with these people, I'm like, are you alive? Are you conscious right now? Like, am I not a fellow human being to you? Because you're looking at me like I'm dead, like I'm the ghost of Christmas past. Or like, I'll walk in, I'm the type of person, you know, whether it's how I was raised or how I've worked in the service industry, I was just taught to always lead with like a smile and kindness, asking people how they're doing, how their day is. I do it every single time I walk into a restaurant. And sometimes like people will not even say hello. They'll just look at me and say nothing. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So
That's always my favorite. It's like, hey, how's it going, guys?
how's
And
it
they just
going?
continue walking. I don't take it personally. Maybe there's a language barrier. Maybe there's like they didn't hear me. Maybe whatever. But it's always like, oh, dang it.
Well, so,
Ah,
like
shoot.
I find that most of the time it's not even that. It's
It's
not a
usually
language
not.
barrier. It's
That's
just
just what
like
I tell myself.
it's just I don't care about anyone. I don't even care about myself. That's what that reads to me.
Yeah.
And
And that's why I'm eating this food.
yeah. But the times where like someone just bare minimum, someone's just like, "Hey, I'm doing well. How about you?" Literally like makes my day, makes the interaction so good because it's just like you're willing to connect with me on a very, very basic level. You're treating me like I'm a human being and that we respect each other's time.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's respect.
that's
It's
all it
just
is.
like, you know, and I know because I worked in fast food for 7 years. So believe
Yeah.
me, I know that people suck and I know that people are nuts. I've dealt with my fair share. But
Yeah.
I also don't believe in consistently leading with negativity because that is,
Oh, I hate that.
guarantee you, that is all you're going to get. I'm the
Yeah,
type
when
of
does that ever turn
person
into a positive interaction?
I'm the type of person I lead with positivity and kindness and like a smile, whatever. The moment I feel that valve is closed for you, guess what? Same. Same.
Sometimes I see it as a personal challenge. We have this
Me too,
this Tim
sometimes.
sometimes not every time. Sometimes I'd be like, I'm gonna disregard this person now because they're just like
Yeah.
they're not worth my positivity that I'm putting out.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Tim Hortons loyalist, as you know. I think it's just like a genetic thing. But at my local Tim Hortons, there's this one lady who is just so negative. You constantly see her like arguing with customers. And it's like, I get it. Tim Hortons is very annoying work. People are very particular about their stuff and people berate you and all that stuff. However, she will lead the interactions with negativity, like you were saying.
Mm.
She'll be like,
Oh yeah, Tim Hortons.
yeah, what do you want?
Big time.
Kind of thing. Now I'm like, well, I'm a regular here, so I'm gonna see if I can get this person to like,
It's me, baby.
Cyber Speedle knows exactly what I'm talking about too. What is her name? She has a very interesting name. I can't remember it right now, but shout out to her because she loves me now. I was collecting Disney DVDs for Mandy. For those who don't know, I was collecting a bunch of them because she got a Disney themed CRT TV, and so she wanted the DVDs to go with it. So I walk in after one of my thrift store hunts, and I have a couple DVDs. She's like, "Oh, those are all the classic ones," and we just get into this little conversation about Disney movies and stuff. I'm like, "There we go."
Got you.
Is it Margot? It's not Margot. It's something like that, but it's not Margot. I forget what it is, but you're
I love
close.
that for you though.
But yeah, now every time she's so pleasant to me.
Well, that's great.
But like you still see her interact with other customers, like she's so impatient with them, and she's just like, just nasty. And I'm like, well, you haven't learned anything, but
Well,
I hope you do eventually. And then she
yeah.
won't. But
Some people, it's just how
anyway.
they operate. They're like, I'm not going to give an ounce of my energy to anybody.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, cool.
I do think it has a lot to do with how you're raised. Like you were saying, your parents taught you well with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like same with Cypress Beale and I, we kind of interact with people in a similar way. Both her and I are very, very good with interacting with clients and customers and people in general.
Yeah.
People like us. I think it's just because we were taught simply to be kind. It's so easy.
So easy.
It's so easy. As easy it is to throw a tantrum or to be mad at something, it's just as easy to be kind.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do.
It's
It's
really
just
not.
yeah. It's free. That's the best part. It doesn't cost you a single
it's
thing.
free. It's
It's
free,
free.
dude. And like
It
I
doesn't cost you anything.
I agree with you. Sometimes some days I'm feeling spicy and I'm like, I don't care if this person, and it's usually like, well, no. There are times where I'm like, you know what? I know I can tell that this person is gonna come in hot with the aggression, and I'm gonna hold my ground. But then
Yeah.
I feel so gross afterwards because I faked it. It's like
Yeah.
I'm only doing this for like some kind of ego trip for myself. It's not genuine. I'm trying to just it's like I'm trying to make them uncomfortable with kindness, which is a weird
I
concept to me.
I kind of I do that too though, but in a way to like diffuse their bad attitude,
Yeah.
which is a valid strategy, and I have to utilize it at work a lot. We have this one client, and I'm not going to name names here, but she's an older British woman. She's kind of, I'll say it, she's rotten. She's not a very nice person,
She's rotten.
and I think I'm her favorite person there because I love to not only roll with her punches, which are consistent, but also kind of jab back in a funny way. And I never let it escalate. I never let my tone change. Never let my voice raise.
Mm-hmm.
Never show that I'm phased by a single thing she says. So she's like, she comes in. She's like, "Hey, I have to come in here because I want to book a boarding. I have to go somewhere." I'm like, "Okay, cool." She's like, "Well, I want to do it over the phone, but you guys never answer your phone." I'm like, "Well, it's because I saw you were calling. I'm dodging your calls," which she thought was very funny.
So funny.
But like, you have to deliver that dry humor back,
Yeah.
and you got to be quick with it too. I'm like, "Yeah, when I see you call, I don't touch the phone.
I don't want to
I
talk
back
to
up.
you.
I don't." But I'm like, "No, no, no." I'm like, "Let's get it booked."
I
I just kind of glaze over like the negative things, and then she's like, what was the other thing she said?" Um, God, she was booking her appointment, and she said she wanted a Sunday pickup for her dog. It's a dog daycare facility, and she wanted a Sunday pickup for her dog. Not something we normally offer, unless it's very very special occasions. So I'm like, she's like, "I want to pick up on this date." I'm like, "Well, hey, that's fine. It's just that we don't do pickups on the day." And let me tell you, she goes off. She's like, "No, no, no. Last time I had to talk to three different people. You all told me different things." Okay. So you're saying you want the Saturday then? Let's do the Saturday. Why not? Let's do it. I'm like, it is strict time to pick up, so you're gonna have to be here at this time. Is that okay? I'm like, that's the exception I'm making. It has to be strictly scheduled. So I'm like, but let's do it. Hey. So
Did
it's
she
like I'm not
show up
willing to
on
give you.
time?
It hasn't happened yet, but she probably will.
That reminded me of that TikTok of the hairstylist who's coloring that old woman's hair, and she's being like racist towards her assistant, and she's like, "That was a lot, Robin," and she makes her leave with the color half in her hair, and she's like, "I can't leave with my hair like this," and she was like, "No, Robin, that was a lot. You need to go." I think
Good.
about that all the time. That was a lot, Robin. JT's seen it.
Uh,
It's so good. If you
yeah,
haven't seen it, just go to TikTok and look up "That Was a Lot, Robin" or
yeah.
"Robin Hairstylist."
Send that to me later. I want to see that.
So good. She's like, yeah, I guess she was like, um, disrespecting her coloring assistant because I don't know, she wasn't white and the lady
Yeah,
was white and she was just, disrespecting her, and the main hair colorist was just like, "You gotta go," like, because she
yeah.
tried to swing at her, she tried to hit her,
Oh, you can't
and
be
she was
doing
like,
that.
"Robin, you can't do that." Yeah, she was a Karen for sure.
Yeah,
And
I've
period,
had.
like, you need to be humbled if you're gonna act like a crazy person. Like, you're gonna walk out of here with the color in your hair.
Yeah. Now it's like, I will say sometimes, very rarely, but this is maybe a hot take. Very rarely, sometimes the Karens are valid, and it is because, like we've been talking about, giving good service is very easy,
Oh
and
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
people don't. A lot of people don't get that. And I'm not saying to ever use physical violence. Never ever do that. Never be unreasonable. Never berate someone. But sometimes you do have to. Sometimes you do have to go a little above them and ask for a management, because some people are just unwilling to help you. Much like this person at the Tim Hortons that I was talking about, who leads with negativity and will do whatever she can to avoid giving you good service. Sometimes you do have to go above that to just get any basic kindness or service.
Yeah.
Obviously, Karens is an extreme term for an extreme interaction, which I don't support, but there's certain times they are valid.
No, I agree. Like there, especially like in fast food, there's a lot of employees that just, simply put, do not give a shit about anybody. Not even themselves. Like they have no respect for other people. They just don't care. And I do think that they need to be humbled. Like I know that like we're all underpaid, and customers can be insane and really aggressive, but at the same time it's like I feel like in certain cases you kind of bring it on yourself, because you're giving off that energy of like, you know, if the order's messed up, or if there's something really wrong like with the food, and a customer approaches and is like, hey, you know, like I'm missing this, and there's just complete apathy on the employee's part. Like, yeah, people are gonna get mad, and then when they get mad, they're just, they don't care even more, because they're just like, oh yeah, be mad, like I don't care. It's like, okay, well, how would you feel if you were on the other side? Like, you would be mad too.
It's easy to look at the other side of the situation. Like anytime I would mess up at work, I'd be like, hey, you know what? Hey, my apologies. Sorry about that. Because hey, that was me. Hey, full responsibility. That was my bad.
Yeah.
And like when you do that, people are completely understanding. I think, for the most part. Obviously, there's some people who won't be fine, but like, and I've had to do additional call-outs as a result. But it's fine. And like you were saying, people get burnt out. They're not getting paid a lot, you know? Hey, it's barely enough to live these days. However, if that is the case, you're getting a little burnt out at work, don't let your interactions with people be the part where you start to waver, you know? Is that the... that's the word?
I think so.
Where you start to, like, fizzle out on your interactions. Because that part, like I was saying, is free. You should be doing that anyway in your regular life. Just be pleasant to people. You know, slacken some tasks. Do whatever you want. I don't care. But
there's time to lean.
That's what I'm saying. Lean. Because, like, you know, I would have that sometimes where I would, you know, sometimes when I worked at the game store, I was getting a little burnt out from the company itself because they weren't too good to their employees. In some cases they were, but most of the time they weren't. They didn't really respect us at all. They were just a number, as most companies are. I understand it. That's just, it sucks. And I wasn't being paid a lot. So, like, sometimes I'd be slacking on the tasks, you know? A lot of the time I'd be slacking on the task. And they wanted to get mad at me so much, but they couldn't, because my rating was always so high. I had the best reviews. I had the most regulars. I had the best word of mouth stuff, because I was such a valued part of basically the community, not even of that store. So I had the backing of the people, but not the company, because my tasks are garbage. I didn't do them that well.
Yeah.
Not even that well. Sometimes I would intentionally not do them. Like, I hate doing tasks at work. I like this. I like the interactions with people.
Yeah. JT says, have you seen the clip of the DoorDash driver who left a nasty note in the bag because of no tip, but then she got tipped in cash instead and tried to say sorry? Yes, I have seen that video. And first of all, she should be banned from doing anything like that, because if you put your hand into somebody's food, into the bag of somebody's food, which restaurants have made it so bags are typically sealed. If they're not sealed, then you should not be putting your hand into that bag for any reason. I don't care if you think somebody hasn't tipped, because that is their call. they don't have
They might have
to
duty on
tip.
their hands, you know?
Well, exactly. It's like, it's just, first of all, it's like, no, just you shouldn't be touching people's food. You shouldn't be
Yeah.
messing with people's food in any way. And you certainly shouldn't be leaving menacing notes to scare a customer when it's something they're supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
What? I couldn't believe that. I mean, I could believe it, but at the same time, it's like, you should be so ashamed of yourself. And, you know, I've been doing this full time for 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
You know, you can not accept orders. You don't have to accept orders if they're low pay. And you can tell when somebody has tipped or when somebody hasn't tipped, because after a while, you start to figure out how much, you know, the company is giving you and when somebody has added a tip up front. You don't have to accept the orders where somebody hasn't tipped. If you're that concerned about it, you should.
It'll even say like tip likely, wouldn't it?
It'll say included tips, like including tips.
There you go.
And I see stuff like that. I'm like, how entitled are people? And like, the people who steal food. Like,
have you had that happen to you before?
What, steal my food?
Yeah, I'm not you stealing food, but like somebody steal your food.
No. I don't get
it. I don't know what happened. They drove to my apartment, were outside, and then drove away. So why did you drive here? Maybe so they can say they delivered it?
Yeah, you, it could be that they have to be close, because once you get in certain proximity to the location, you're able to, was it Uber Eats or DoorDash?
I think that was DoorDash.
Okay, because like, yeah, I think for most of them, you have to be in proximity to the location to complete it. That's probably what happened. Yeah, they probably drove close enough so that they could complete it and leave. Because I know that you meet them downstairs, so they probably just said they handed it to you. Yeah, it's happened a lot where I've gone to pick up an order and they're like, oh, somebody just picked that up. That means they stole it.
They stole it,
because they didn't confirm the order. So after a certain amount of time, the company will send it back through the algorithm because they think that that driver isn't coming to get it anymore. They're just taking too long.
Yeah.
I've had that happen quite a bit. And, you know, it's just a shame because, like, for people like me, this is my main source of income, and I would never do anything to jeopardize that. Also, the money that you're making on that order, you could buy that order.
That's what I'm saying.
So why jeopardize an easy form of income?
And it's always the late night one too. It's always the late night orders that get stolen, which is it's the worst because, like Cypress Beetle was saying in the Twitch chat, yes, I had an Uber delivery person steal my food at 1 a.m. For the photo proof, they sent me a screenshot of my building on Google Maps. It's a little funny, but it also sucks because mine was also late night as well. It's like the last order you can possibly make because everything else is going to close after that. So I can't even order more food. That just ruined my night. Not only because he stole my food, because I can dispute that, right? I can get my money back, whatever, sure. But now I can't order anything tonight.
Right.
Now I got to eat salted top crackers. Who wants that?
Nothing infuriates me more than that about society.
Yeah.
Just like, and as a driver myself who like does this full time, it just makes me look bad because people automatically don't trust me. They have a wall up when they're giving me directions for
they're
delivery.
standoffish right away.
Or they'll, in the notes it'll be like, don't leave it on the doorstep, knock on the door, make sure I get it. And it's like, hey, you don't have to do that to me. I would never do that. I just think that stealing food is the most shameful thing that anyone could ever do when you are literally making money off of that delivery. Go buy that stupid McDonald's.
To be clear, if you're stealing groceries, go for it. But if you're stealing food from someone else who like already bought it, that's when it's like.
Oh, you mean? I thought you meant like a delivery. I was like,
no, never steal a delivery. Never steal a delivery. I'm saying if you're in the position where you have to take. Yeah, if you have to take groceries from a grocery store, if you're in that position, yeah, do
Who
it.
cares? But don't,
I'm not gonna snitch.
because like the way I see it, it's like you don't know if this meal is the one good thing that somebody's gonna have that day. Maybe they've had the
They've had a
shittiest
rough
day
day.
of their life, and the one thing that they're looking forward to is their Taco Bell or their barbecue, and you just stole it. And now they have to wait
Yeah,
another hour for it to come. They got to go through that process, refunded the money. Like, people are just so selfish, and just it makes me so mad. And to see stuff where people are like, you didn't tip, so I'm going to threaten you. People
yeah,
don't have to tip. Like, that's so entitled.
yeah, and
So I
that's what
hate
we're
seeing
saying.
that.
Hey, in this same conversation, we've now hated people and both loved people at the same time, and that's the human
Yeah.
experience, baby.
That's
That's
just,
it.
yeah, that's the human
They are the best
experience.
and worst part of my day. My favorite thing and least favorite thing in this world is people.
Yeah. Well, the videos
So,
videos like that, because Cyberspiel says she still went to tip her even after she told her about the note. She was still handing her the money, like, oh, well, here you go. Here's your tip. And she was like, no, I can't accept that, because she felt so
mhm.
bad. Like, what the hell is wrong with people?
Yeah.
But
It sounds like a lesson was learned that day. I hope.
I don't know. Well, I guess now that it's been blown up on social media, I'm sure she feels some type of way. I
Yeah,
wonder if she has been banned from delivering, because I'm sure the company found out
I
about it.
imagine so.
Um, isn't it more practical to tip after the delivery has been made? That's what I'm saying. Like, if I feel like no one like the person hasn't tipped, I'm like, maybe they will afterwards. But if they don't, I don't care. I
Yeah,
made this choice. I accepted this delivery. No one forced me to accept it. No one forces anybody to accept a
yeah,
delivery. So it's like, to feel like you are entitled to people tipping you, that's just so weird.
yeah. That's
That's
awful.
weird behavior, dude.
What a bad look. Awful look.
Oh, it's just disgusting, and it just makes me cringe, because it's like, I like I genuinely enjoy bringing people like their family meals or their lunch at work. Like, I genuinely get satisfaction out of knowing that I'm like maybe improving somebody's day. That's why I do it. And I like the freedom, and I
Yeah,
like the fact that I'm in control of my schedule, and you know how much money I make. I made almost $1,000 this week, because like
that's awesome.
I chose to work those hours. I could have not done that if I wanted to.
And you have a very gas efficient car too. Like how much did you
My
spend
car
on
is
gas?
great. I don't know. I don't think about it.
Probably not
I
that
try not
much.
to think about it. I mean,
Oh, okay.
it takes like $30 to fill up my car. You know?
Yeah, and that's you don't have to do that every day.
No,
You
unless
do
I
that
work like
whatever
12 hours, and yeah, but usually like every other day.
yeah, so that's like not that much. So that's like 90 a week. And then you got 1,000, so
It's
it's
not
like really
bad.
good.
And like the delivery apps, they usually have partnerships with like cashback apps.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just
You're
like,
making 900 a week, 1,800 a month, spending, 180 on gas for
yeah,
1,900 a month. That's not bad.
it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Um, but yeah, just I feel disgusted when I see people acting that way. When I see videos of people stealing food, I'm just like, because they'll do this thing where they'll take a picture of it at the door, and then they'll just pick it up and take it. I'm like, someone did that to Amaranth. I was like, are you serious?
Really?
Yeah. Like, she has cameras, obviously. You can see when somebody has a camera. Ring cameras
Yeah.
are on every single house now. So
Was
it's
she
like,
live at the time?
no, but she had footage, and she posted it. She was like, why would somebody do
Dang.
this? It's so weird. It's the weirdest thing a person
That'd be,
can do, is steal somebody's food.
dang. Have you met? Because I know you had a couple moments where you thought you met someone like a streamer or a content creator. You haven't met one yet, right?
I haven't met one yet. I've delivered
What do you
to
think the interaction is going to be like
I,
when it happens?
the only person that I would meet is Kai, because he lives in Atlanta.
Yeah, that'd be cool though. That's the biggest streamer.
I'm
I mean,
surprised
besides
I
Iron Man.
haven't because I live in Atlanta, like properly.
Yeah,
I've delivered to very, very big houses, very wealthy areas usually. So I'm surprised. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he orders on under another name or something. But I've delivered to a retired basketball player. It was, who was it? Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson. Yeah. I delivered.
Joe
I
Johnson.
delivered straight. I handed it to him at his house. He lived in a very nice house. I thought it was Joe
Noodle.
Jonas at first.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's cool.
Noodle just said, my favorite one is when May thought she met one of the Jonas Brothers with a coffee stain on her shirt. Yeah, I picked up a Chili's order for a Joe J, because it's like the first name and the last initial. And so I saw Joe J and I saw where it was being delivered to. I was like, that's a really nice part of town. I was like, he might be
'Cause
in town for like, I don't know.
isn't Joe? Aren't they like one of? I don't know the Jonas Brothers, but like, aren't they like your biggest celebrity like crushes though?
Not really. I mean, when I was in high
Well,
school.
I meant like in terms of like how big it was in your life. Not maybe not currently, but like that was
Oh,
like
if
your
I
big one,
if I
right?
met a Jonas Brother, I would lose my shit. I mean, they're the Jonas Brothers. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I would.
because that was like your thing.
Yeah, they were like my.
Yeah.
I was
Like,
what do they call it? A
Jo-
Jonas sister. I was a
what
Jonas
was that called?
sister. I guess so.
I was gonna say Jonas Head.
Jonas head. No, I loved the Jonas Brothers. I loved One Direction. I was way into that. And I just saw them a year ago in Phoenix with Meredith, and they put on a kick-ass show still. They're still
Nice.
touring. They're touring all the time. But yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
I
it
know they're
was
I know they were huge. I don't know why I never got into them.
their music
I probably
now
would have
is
liked them.
really
Yeah.
good.
I'm not familiar,
It's not
but
as like sugary poppy. Not sugary pop, but like boy band pop. It's more like mature,
mm,
like Billboard 100 type vibes.
yeah,
But no, they're incredibly talented. Vocally, they're so
I
talented.
I feel like I just missed the Jonas Brothers relevance because a lot of my friends happen to be like 3 or 4 years younger than me, maybe in their late 20s, right?
Hmm.
Including you, and it's like I feel like that was the range, and I feel like I just outaged it,
Yeah, that makes
you know.
sense.
So I feel like all of them, we got my friends Michael and Brick, who I was just hanging out with. My friend Michael, he loves them,
Hmm.
and then you love them, and you're very similar in age, and it's like maybe that was why, maybe that's what happened
Yeah,
there.
maybe. I think there was a specific generation that was really into them. Same with like Hannah Montana and Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez and that whole crew. Was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
very much into. I was very hyper fixated on like Demi Lovato. She was my idol when I was 14 and throughout high school
Mm,
too. Like I loved her all through high school. But yeah, the Jonas Brothers, I went to every single tour that they've had.
that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're a super
Same with
fan.
One Direction. I went to every single
Mm.
tour. It was great. It
Noodle
was
says
so much fun.
uh, I was like a young child when the Jonas Brothers. Wow, can I read? I was like a young child when the Jonas Brothers were popular. Noodle, we've discussed this. I'm 52 years old now. Okay, I'm old. I'm old as worms. Okay, I'm
Same.
72. What did I say? Say 82.
I'm 85.
I'm 85 years old. Okay, I'm literally crumbling. That's why my hand's so itchy.
Cyberspace says I
But
just got heavy into Linkin Park when Jonas Bros came out, I think, or else I probably would have loved them. Well, that
I
was.
got into whatever my music taste was decided by Cypress Beetle, so I got into
Oh,
Good Charlotte and Linkin Park
great
because of
bands.
Cypress Beetle. Yeah, so I was big into them, and then like also I would also like whatever my sister liked, so she was really into Backstreet Boys. That was like her main thing, and I
Mm,
friggin' love Backstreet Boys.
love Backstreet
So
Boys.
yeah,
My sister went to their concert when she was like 13, I think, which was like prime Backstreet Boys.
that's so cool.
My sister's in her 30s, by the way, so she was at the right age for it.
Yeah, she's also 42 like me, right?
Yeah, she's 46.
Yeah, 46. Yeah, so same age.
I'm 62 compared to y'all.
Yeah.
Um, my this is very iconic of me. My first concert ever was Hannah Montana opening up for the Cheetah Girls.
That's really cool.
The Cheetah Girl.
That's a
She
great first concert.
the first within 6 months of Hannah Montana airing on TV, I saw her in concert.
Wow, that's huge. That's like
All
before she
she
popped off.
all she had were bleachers and a red curtain on the stage.
Wow,
And
in
then
her
the
humble
Cheetah Girls came
beginnings.
out. Yeah. It was like I still remember the feeling of her coming out to Best of Both Worlds and just like losing my shit. Like God, that is such a good memory. Like I'm so glad that I went to that. I went with my neighbor and our dads.
That's so cute. I
Yeah.
love that.
My
That's so
dad would
cute.
take me to like the Jonas Brothers concerts up until I could drive myself.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "I'm too old for this."
Oh,
um,
that's. I haven't gone to an actual concert before.
that's right.
I
Yeah,
don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know if I want to.
they're
I don't
so
think it'd be my
expensive.
thing. They're expensive, but it's also like I'm not too into like very very loud overstimulating
Mm-hmm.
sounds, and for that long it might be bad for me. I think mentally I just wouldn't enjoy it. I like seeing like the live performances on YouTube and stuff, but I don't think I
Mm-hmm.
would want to be there in person. I feel like that would just be
Yeah.
bad. I don't like
Well,
it.
you went to the Sonic
um
Symphony, but that's not really like an artist concert.
that's the closest thing I have. And I so the Sonic Symphony, which was touring recently, when did I see that? It was like, was that this year?
Yeah, it was early
Early
this
this
year.
year. And I saw that, and the first half is a symphony, as the name implies,
Mm-hmm.
and the second half is a concert portion. They get you to stand up, and it's like a regular rock concert,
So
right?
much fun.
And let me tell you, I did not like that part. I
You
did not
didn't
like.
like the
Everyone's
concert
having
or
a.
the
Oh, I
band?
hate it. I hated it. I didn't like that I had to stand up and everyone's jumping around and stuff. And it's like I was happy that everybody I was with was having a great time, and I wasn't gonna like bring that down. So
Mm-hmm.
I stayed positive, of course, and I didn't tell everybody like, oh, that was awful. But like I didn't enjoy that,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of had a feeling I wouldn't, but like it was like I couldn't even focus on the music, and I was just kind of like zoning out, to be honest. I was just like,
Yeah,
oh, I don't. This is not for me. This is not for me.
I
That
understand
being
that.
said, you listen to the Sonic Symphony album on like Spotify or YouTube, and it's incredible. The performances are so good. I did record some of them, and I'm looking back and like, these are so cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like being in that environment. I don't like that. That doesn't give me energy,
Yeah,
and I think that's like I don't know what that is, but for some people it's just I guess too much. I think.
yeah.
I
Cypress
think it's
Beat,
cool. Like I said, I think it's like a biggest like form of everyone's so like happy
the
and positive and hype,
energy.
and I think that's great. The energy is there.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not my type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Well, Cypress Beetle says K-pop concerts are awesome. Neo, you'd love them. Yeah, we have to see Blackpink if that ever happens. We have to go.
I would love to. I still feel like I wouldn't super duper enjoy it.
Yeah.
I would love being there with you, and you'd be so excited, and I would do my best to be excited, of course.
Well,
And
I don't
I
know.
freaking love
I
Blackpink,
mean, yeah,
but
that's
we'll
like
see.
the one group that I think at this point it's the one artist that I would pay to see. Like I would
Yeah,
be like, okay, we're gonna splurge the big bucks just to see this group. Or Lisa, honestly. Like I would pay to see Lisa.
I think seeing Lisa on stage might cancel out the rest of it for me, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I think I would be like I would just be so happy about that.
Yeah. Well, their stage production is insane. Like their visual effects, like it's a whole production. It's so cool. And I just want to experience that with like all the light sticks and just once, you know? We can wear
Yeah, that'd be cool.
earplugs. We can get cute little pink earplugs and protect
Okay.
our ear holes.
Yeah, I
Um
have sensible ears.
yeah, at this age, I like definitely want to start wearing earplugs to events. I honestly, I'm so sensitive to like loud noises that sometimes toilets will flush too loud and I get really angry. You ever
I'm so
experienced that?
sensitive to loud noises. Yeah, yeah.
I get so
I
pissed.
had to tell people. I had to tell like the assistants that I work with. Um, to not vacuum in the lobby anymore when during the morning. My shift's the morning shift. I said you can't. I said I can't stand it. I like actually like
Yeah.
it's doing too much to my brain and I hate it. The other day we had a fire alarm at work and it was going on for so long and I had to, once the fire alarm was done and everything was secure, I left. I just left. I'm like I'm upset now
I
because it
gotta
was too much
go.
noise. And I feel like this started at a very early age for me when we would do like the school assemblies.
Yeah.
You'd all be sitting down on the gymnasium floor and they'd be playing like they'd be doing these stage productions, they'd be doing loud music, or they would have like a band up there, not like an actual band, but like a little stupid band. And it was just so loud. And I remember just like it being a nightmare for me. And now we're all
Yeah.
sitting, and I'm just like, oh, I can't. This type of environment, can't do it. Loud noises just take me off.
Yeah, they didn't really have like sensory awareness when we were like in school. Because I remember the same thing. It was just like loud music and just loud noises all the time. I'm like,
Yeah,
I also felt really like uncomfortable with it, and I
I
still
would.
do.
I would plug my ears. I would.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah,
And Noodle said that her first and only concert was Victoria Justice from Victorious. That's a crazy niche concert. I know she did
that was
a
a good show.
tour.
I watched a couple episodes. It was fun.
Victorious is, I mean, Dan Schneider, but I really enjoyed Victorious before I found out.
I was an iCarly teen for sure.
Same.
I watched that. It was definitely out of my age demographic. I must have been like, I was probably like 16, 17. Probably 16, I would say. And it definitely wasn't for me anymore. But I'm like, this show is genuinely so friggin' funny.
It's really
and I
funny.
can't watch it now because it's obviously been ruined. I'm not gonna go too much
Yeah.
into that. You all know the story. But that was fun.
Screw Dan Schneider.
Yeah, hate that guy.
I'm not saying what I really want to say because of the podcast. Just know
censorship.
I don't mess with Dan Schneider.
No, I don't consume his content anymore. It's a shame because I enjoyed that show,
Yeah.
but I will not go back and watch it.
It's really hard to even see clips on TikTok of like iCarly or Victorious. I'm just like,
Oh, I skip. That's a skip for me.
It's a
I'm like,
skip.
so much negative connotation with it. And it's just like it makes me feel bad knowing like the stuff that they went through.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole thing.
Yeah. Cypress Beetle, yeah, that's I bet Billie Eilish is a beautiful show.
What does Cypress Beetle say?
She had to miss Billie Eilish last week in Toronto.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a cool one.
Oh, I love Billie Eilish's voice. So beautiful.
Yeah.
What was I made for? Remember last week? Because of
Yeah.
coffee. What was I made for if I can't have my little coffee treat? I posted it on TikTok and I got like stupid comments, dude.
Oh, did you?
I got one was like, what about a breakfast smoothie? I was so tempted to comment and just be like, no.
Yeah, listen to yourself.
Or just like an emoji that's just like, And then another person was like,
I saw this one. They're like, oh, this is what addiction does to you.
Yeah, it's like, this is what addiction does to you. Because you're like, what was I made for? About like caffeine, because you can't live without it. It's like, yeah, that's the point. That's the joke that I was trying to make.
Yeah.
People don't understand comedy anymore.
Like, I'm sorry you lost your uncle
If
to
I
a
ever
cup of
am
coffee.
curious about whether people get a joke, I'll post it on TikTok and I'll get the answer
That's the
very
best.
quickly.
Yeah, the answer is no.
There are so many people on this planet that don't understand basic levels of comedy, and it scares me.
And you know they live in a joyless world, and then they go to their job at Tim Hortons and they're mad at everyone.
They're just like pissed, and then they'll post articles on their Facebook of things that people have known about for weeks already, and they're just like, did you guys know this? Did you guys hear? The rumor come out.
The rumor come out.
The rumor come out. Does Bruno Mars is gay?
It's the most talked about in the media.
It's the most talked about in the media. Margot. Yeah, that's Margot. Margot's the one commenting on the TikToks, being like, maybe you are addicted.
God, that's awful.
Have a breakfast
I keep
smoothie.
feeling like different tangents coming on. I could actually keep going.
Yeah.
But before
This
we
is
started,
just
you
this
said
is just
I'm EP.
this is just and I've been EP the whole time, but this is just like how our lives go. Like
That's it.
there's no natural stopping points at any of our conversations. It's just one bit
I feel
after
like I've been
another.
yapping today. I apologize.
But we need to, what I did say yesterday, I wanted to include moving forward is our hyperfixations of the week. What are we
What?
currently hyperfixating on, y'all?
Oh, let's cover that quick. What do you think? Let's do me first, actually.
Actually, you know what? Let me do me.
actually, you just lost your turn. I'm gonna do me instead. What have I been focused on? I'm still doing Kalimba.
Kalimbas
Kalimba's my
happening,
thing.
yes.
That's been the thing. Um,
We've been
I've
putting each
also
other
been.
to sleep with that
Oh
kalimba.
my god, that passes them. I passed right the frig out.
Ooh, I love that
So
kalimba.
that like she was playing it for me the other night. We're on FaceTime. We're not talking. I'm just laying there listening to her play Kalimba, and I wake up 20 minutes later like, oh, where am I?
Where am I?
And what time is it? You're like you've been asleep for like 15 minutes. I'm like, oh.
Oh, oh no.
I actually didn't even realize it happened. It happens to you every night too, because I'm always playing my Kalimba.
Oh, I love it.
I love that thing so much. We talked about it last episode. Go buy
Mm-hmm.
yourself a Kalimba.
Go get a
And the
kalimba.
other thing, I've been watching One Piece again.
Mm.
I stopped because it's a very daunting show to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the Netflix live action, which is also good. It's a nice. It's just what is it, like 6 episodes or something. Very easy to get into. Different take on One Piece, but I think it's a little bit more accessible. So if you're ever interested, you can honestly give that a watch. You lose some stuff that you can get in the anime,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I've been in an anime mood lately. The remake of Ranma just came out, so I've been watching that.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. The animation pops off. There's also a new anime called Dan Da Dan, which is a weird name, but that is kind of popping off on TikTok right now. I showed you the intro to it. It's one
Mm-hmm.
that had a very unique
It's really
animation.
cool.
It's really cool. It has one of the best intro songs I've ever heard
Mm-hmm.
of any anime. And the animation is just so unique and incredible. And it's just like I'm just feeling anime right now, which is, kind of correlates with the conversations I'm having with these two strangers today.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. I'm getting back into anime. That's been specifically One Piece has been a fixation for me, along with the
Mm-hmm.
Kalimba. I've been playing some One Piece music on the Kalimba, as well as some Inuyasha music. So I don't know. I'm just
Ooh.
trying to. I kind of go through phases of the anime. I'm not. I'm not super in touch with all the latest anime. Like I haven't done Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't done any of those, but maybe I will. Who knows? I don't freaking
Yeah.
know. So I'm like I'm
Sky's the
behind,
limit.
but like I'm catching up. Yeah. So that's been my thing. That's been my thing this week.
Well, that's been exciting.
Yeah.
Love anime. I feel like I go through phases with like Ghibli and some anime stuff too. Like randomly. I don't know where it
Yeah.
comes from, but like I'll see a TikTok that reminds me of something and I'm like, "Oh, that does sound nice." Like, let me just go rewatch all of that. Um, but I've been on TikTok a little bit here and there. I when I'm doing deliveries, like I'll just open TikTok and just let them like autoplay. I'll just let it go. And sometimes I'll find a creator that I'm like hyper fixating on and I'll just like go through their entire profile. And as a delivery driver, I'm interested in, seeing the content of other people in the field. And one thing that I've been really into is Amazon delivery driver TikToks. And
Okay. I
it's a
know the
little
exact one you're
niche.
talking about.
It's a little niche, but I feel like if you're into like vlog style TikToks or a day in my life TikToks, if you're in the working class like me, then it's just nice to see other people working regular ass jobs, but they're making content out of it. And
Hmm.
there's this one content creator who I found, and he's like, I think he's probably the most iconic Amazon delivery driver in the game. But his name is George, and I think if you just go to TikTok and you type in George Amazon, he'll come out. His account is Mudville George. He works in California. And the reason why I like his content is because he is literally the most upbeat, positive, energetic Amazon delivery driver you will ever see. Like, I know he's like the envy of all Amazon drivers because literally nothing can piss him off. He's always excited about working for Amazon. And it could be a character, you know, it could be a bit, but he is fully committing to it. So much so that like people are questioning like if that's really how he is or if he's just putting on, you know, an act. But
Yeah,
I
do you mean
just
like the customer service voice or something?
yeah, his voice is like really like, "Okay, guys, let's do some deliveries." Like
Yeah, you sent me his videos. He's got an energy to him.
he has an unstoppable energy, and he has like catchphrases now where people will like they'll comment on his videos and they'll like quote him, or he'll do live streams and they'll type it in like, "Can you say this? Can you say this?" And he has like all kinds of videos. Like he'll do short videos where it's just his lunch break. He'll show us what he's eating for lunch. He'll show us he'll do a GTA style video of him delivering in an apartment complex. So it's like a 5-minute long TikTok of him just walking through a complex, like putting packages. And y'all, that just scratches my brain in a way that I can't explain, and I don't think it can be studied. But George is like so iconic. He motivates me to like be more excited about delivering. I don't know.
I feel like you have been lately too. You've been very
I
positive lately.
have been.
So I feel like this is happening.
Well, it's just nice. I don't know. It's nice to see other people like doing similar work and they're like, I don't know, they're being like energetic about it. That stuff really works for me personally in terms of like needing to feel productive. Like if I watch somebody's like day in my life or vlogs of them doing their job in a similar job to what I'm doing, it really does help me mentally like stay in the game and stay focused and stay positive, because it's like, okay, I'm not the only one, you know, doing this. Like there's other people doing this every day, and you know, it's just nice. And George is like,
Yeah, if George can have this perspective on his job, then maybe I can too.
if George
I'm gonna harness some of George.
if George can work for a company like Amazon and have that kind of attitude, these people are peeing in bottles. Not George, but George would never do that. But I've heard that Amazon drivers will have to pee in bottles because they have like 300 packages a day. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's too many. That's way too many.
I think he usually has like somewhere around like 250 packages or less, and you know, like 90 stops, and it's crazy. But yeah, just the fact that he can be so upbeat and positive and still deal with all that, I'm like, hey, I can do that too. And yeah, he'll have little things where like he'll be like, guys, it's lunchtime, guys, and he says the same thing every time he has lunch. And so like be watching his videos, and I'll be like synced up with him. He'll be like, guys, it's lunchtime, guys. I'll be able to
You'll
like
be eating your little lunch.
I'll be eating, yeah, I do. I eat my lunch sometimes with him.
Aw, you and
'Cause,
George
like,
sharing a little meal. That's
well,
nice.
because he goes live for his 15-minute breaks and his lunch break. And so I'll get the notification, and sometimes I'll be eating my lunch, and so I'll be eating lunch at the same time as George.
What's his, out of curiosity, what's his viewership like on his lives?
Usually, and these are only like 15-minute lives, I'll see it get up to like 180.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, he has like 44,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But I think
That's a very niche fixation for the week. I like it.
yeah, I do think he is like well known in the Amazon driver community, like because I see other drivers like commenting on him like dude, George, you're the coolest, you know, like he's like he makes like top 5 drivers at his station like every other week.
Oh,
Like he's really fast too, so it's like he's really upbeat and positive, and he's one
I've
of
seen
the
it. Yeah,
fastest
where
drivers.
he's like, ha, and he has like no packages left. It's great.
Yeah, he never like rarely ever has to get rescued, which basically is like when somebody has to come help you finish your route, but he rescues people willingly, like all the time, like every single day. And so he'll be like, okay guys, it's time to rescue. And it's just like normally like the drivers don't want to do rescues at all, they just want to go
Yeah.
home, but he always does them. I'm like, damn.
Good
Shout
guy,
out George.
George.
Mudville
Shout out
George.
George. Mudville George. We had a couple answers in our chat in response to that as well. Cypress Beetle says a game called Once Human. Do you know Once Human?
I think I've heard of that. Is that new?
I feel like I've heard of it as well. I don't know. I haven't played it or know it, to be honest. Honestly, once I started working at the game store, my knowledge of games, unless I'm specifically interested in it, is gone. Noodle says y'all probably saw it in the hyperfixation chat. Speaking of which, to all our listeners, we have a Discord, a MaeMaeTown Discord, which you can join if you go to our Twitch channel and watch our Twitch. By the way, you got to follow MaeMaeTown on Twitch, and then you can join the Discord as well. Once you follow, it's quite easy. And you can join the frequent discussions that we have. We do polls. We do movie nights. We should start doing that again.
Yeah, we haven't done it in a while, but we've done like, we'll watch like shows in there too, like The Walking Dead, Lost, Once Upon a Time is coming up because it's getting to be fall season again.
That's right. We're gonna watch that. Cypress Beetle says my show hyperfixation is Inuyasha for the last 5 months and it hasn't slowed down. That's a great show. I have the entire set on DVD. Love that show. That's a great show. Yes, that's some. Noodle. Oh yeah, sorry. I read half of Noodle's thing. I went on a tangent. Sorry, my brain. Y'all probably saw it in the hyperfixation chat, but ever since the Mortal Kombat expansion story came out, it made my favorite ship canon. I have been obsessed with them. That's awesome. I'm very happy for you. Noodle is a big number one Mortal Kombat super fan. So it's all about MK. You want a MK knowledge source? You go to Noodle on MaeMaeTown.fart Twitch chat. So there you go.
JT says the DoorDash driver on the bike is fun to watch. Ooh, what's their handle, JT? I'll look them up because I love content like that. I love like ASMR delivery. It's so weird, right? It's like I literally do it all day, and I just love seeing how other people do it. You know? It's
you can like relate to their content. I think
it's so it's so painfully relatable to me because it's like, I don't know. I just like seeing how other people do things, you know, because maybe they have like a tip or trick that I didn't realize, you know. But I mainly just like the ASMR of it while I'm driving. I just keep it on, and I like hearing the little rustling of the bags. It's nice. It's calming.
Yeah. I think I've watched. I think I know the one. I don't know the handle. I think I know the one that JT's talking about, the guy on the bike, or he's like showed going up to like these expensive condos and like
Biking
having to go up
DC.
their elevator and all that stuff.
Biking _DC.
I think I've seen this person's videos, and yeah, I agree. They are relaxing.
I love that.
You actually have a delivery account that you sometimes update.
I do. I actually tried to record a video yesterday, and I think I just need to get those Meta glasses because I can't multitask like that because I'm using my phone to do the deliveries and stuff. And so it's like I'm switching from TikTok to the delivery app, and I'm also talking to people, and I have to show them my phone sometimes. So it's just like, it's too much. But I see a lot of delivery drivers have those Meta Ray-Ban glasses that record video. It's like $300. So I think I'm just going to save up for that and just get those. And then I can make videos all the time, and I don't have to think about it.
People like your delivery content a lot. I know you have your quadruple wielding TikTok accounts right now, which is hard to do.
I have like 8 TikTok accounts.
Yeah, let's see. You got MaeMaeTown, you got Cherry the Korok. Oops, spoilers. You got
My Neighbor May.
My Neighbor May, Delivery Girl May, and Kalimba.
Cherry. 5. I have 5 accounts.
You have 5.
MaeMae
So that's a lot, and they're all still active. Chat. Good news, they're all
still
active.
Up. I'm like, I just like my thing is I like to make sure I get the handles before anybody else. Like if I think of like, oh, I want to make this account, I'll make the account so I have the handle and nobody else can take it.
Right, of course, because Kalimba Cherry. Yeah,
Kalimba Cherry. It was gonna be Kalimba May, but there's already a Kalimba _May. I was like, well, I want to be original, because when I blow up, I don't want it to be like, oh, which Kalimba May is the real Kalimba May. you
Yeah, well,
know?
I think that makes sense. I actually do have two TikTok accounts. A lot of people don't know this. My first one I don't use. I think it's under Neodoodlez. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I posted one video on there. It's not accessible anymore. It's privated. It was actually a voice acting competition that they were doing on TikTok back
Mm-hmm.
in, I think 2020, I think. And Cypress Beetle was the one who sent this to me. And we basically had to stitch this video of this Korean, I think it was Korean, might have been something else, Korean like CG kids cartoon that they're bringing over to North America. I don't remember what it's called. And we had to do these demos for these characters that we thought we could voice,
Mm-hmm.
and I did one, and it was very fun, and it got very positive reception. People were like, "Oh, you sound like Goku," and then
Aw.
Cypress Beetles blew me the frig away. I didn't know she had this range. She did like I think she voiced like three different characters, and it was so actually unbelievably
Oh my
good. And
gosh.
it was just a fun thing to do. I really think she should do something with voice acting, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know she had that in her, but yeah, so that's still there. I should honestly unprivate it so people can find it. But it's pretty cool.
I'd like
That
to
was an
see it.
interesting time. I should send it to you.
Yeah.
It's like a little embarrassing, but it's fine.
Those
I think
types
you
of
would
things
like
are
it.
typically like cringe when you look back later. You're like,
They're cringe,
uh,
but it's like you're making yourself vulnerable in a way
you have to.
that you have to, and it's just like you have to be willing to do that sometimes. And I was, and I'm glad I did that. It was a very fun experience seeing everybody else's take on the characters
Yeah.
and having an appreciation. So I did attempt to break into voice acting. Chat.
Hey,
A lot of people don't know that. That's it's a small thing.
I'm proud of you for doing that.
Yeah, it was a fun little thing just to try it out, and that's shout out to Cypress Beetle for that one.
Shout out to Cypress Beetle for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
And then,
Yeah.
of course, I have my main one, Neodoodles, which is why I post whatever. I'm thinking of making a third one where I post mainly Twitch clips.
Okay. You
Um,
wouldn't post them on Neodoodles?
no, I don't know. It's like all my stuff that it gets big on Neodoodles isn't related to Twitch clips, and my Twitch clips do very poorly.
Mm.
So I'm thinking of making it like a Neodoodles, I don't know, TTV or something stupid like that.
Would you do
Um,
more art stuff on Neodoodles?
I'm thinking of doing more art stuff and also my regular vlog stuff because my edited vlogs for like anime conventions that I go to, those always do very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Or like finding bootleg toys, just regular stuff, everyday
Yeah.
life. People like that a little bit more than my Twitch clips. People don't like that. So
I know. I feel the same way. Nobody engages with my Twitch clips unless they have
yeah.
something negative to say. Like, have a breakfast smoothie. Like, I'm not gonna do
Or
that.
have it. I hope you have a bad day.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Thanks,
Thank
TikTok. I
thanks,
love you.
Kyle. Kyle
Thanks, Kyle
769.
43782. I'm glad we had the same.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Um no, but the art, like the time lapse art stuff does really well. Art TikToks do really well, I think. So, I think you should do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I posted a couple. I would often have to fake them. It's very easy to fake them because I would just take like a finished piece and then like draw. I'll pretend that I'm doing like a time lapse for it, or like pretending I'm doing like I'm showing the progress, but I'm actually like doing it backwards. So I have the finished piece. So I'll do like a rough sketch of that finished piece.
Mhm.
But like I'll do it after I've already finished it.
Yeah.
So I can just like I can make one of anything, and then I'll pretend to line it. I'll zoom in on the lines. You
Yeah.
know,
You should
I'll
do
take the
that.
line art that's already made, and then I'll like refill it in with color and pretend I'm shading it. But like I've already finished it.
Yeah, just do that. It'll blow up, I
Yeah. So
promise.
yeah, I could do stuff like that.
Because you're so talented. I mean,
Oh, thank you.
people need to see your art.
Hey, you are so genuinely talented and entertaining as well, and
Oh,
that's why I'm
thanks.
like, I wish we both had the time for more content because yours is my favorite.
Well,
It's not close.
I would love to make delivery content, but it's like I have to have something easy to do it. Like I have to have those glasses because I don't it's hands free. I don't have to think about it. Like there's an app that you control everything in. You just press record and then
Yeah.
I can go on with my life. So I think that would be a really easy way for me to create daily like vlog content of like my deliveries and stuff, because I have interesting stuff that happens, like interactions, and it's like, oh man, I wish I'd somehow captured this, but it's too much, and it keeps me from making money when I'm trying to use my phone. It holds me back, it slows me down, it just gets in the way. So I'd rather make the money than make the content, but I want to do both, so I want to find a way to easily.
You could do more. You know what you could do is, because you posted this on your delivery account, was your food reviews.
Yeah.
People love that stuff.
Yeah, that's the best video on that account, is some Hawaiian barbecue in Atlanta that I tried.
People, that popped off.
It did. It popped
Good
off.
stuff. Yeah.
But I need to do more of that, but
yeah,
I've just been so not distracted. I've been focused on making money, so I just haven't really done stuff like that. But I want to get
distracted
back into
on trying to live.
Anti-distracted. Oh wow, this has been a slam-packed episode.
This was you know what? This episode anyway. That's all I'm gonna say.
This a lot happened.
This is a big episode. That the thing that they talk about was big.
Noodle, I was gonna comment on something much earlier when we were talking about my belly button piercing, and Noodle was like, I just came back to May talking about belly button piercings, and I was like, I'm gonna respond to that. And what I was gonna say is, this podcast feels like when you take a NyQuil and you fall asleep for like 10 minutes, and then somebody shakes you awake, and they're like, hey, and then you're awake and you're just like, wait, fuck. That's what this podcast feels like.
That's what it feels like. I'm still blown away that Cypress Beetle had a belly button piercing, which she has not confirmed, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's crazy.
I actually had no friggin' clue. Is that actually true? You haven't confirmed.
Do you currently have it?
Did you have
it in high school and now you don't have it?
That's lies? Okay, maybe you were responding to something else. I thought you said that earlier. I was like, I had no friggin' idea.
She did say that.
That's what I thought she said.
I think she's messing with you.
I don't know.
We should
Who
get
knows?
our belly buttons pierced.
I think let's get our buddy buttons pierced.
Our buddy buttons pierced. We can get little studs, little pearls.
Ooh, what piercing should I get?
I think you'd look really good with a nose piercing.
A nose piercing?
Yeah. Your ears pierced, like, at the minimum. I think you should get your
ears
pierced.
Here we go.
Yeah, nose would be like a little stud.
Oh, should I do it?
Yeah, why not?
I'm kidding, chat. I'm not going to stab my nose with a pencil.
Get your ears pierced.
Should I do it?
You get little, yeah. Who cares?
Okay.
If you don't like it, you just grow them back in.
That's true. Chat, and listeners, we're leaving you now.
Oh my god, I'm about to go to bed.
Yeah, it's
almost midnight.
It's almost midnight, and I gotta work real early.
Yeah, this has been a really good episode, and I know a lot has happened, but
I couldn't even tell you everything we talked about. This was a genuinely fun episode. I say this every single time, and I mean it every single time. I love this episode.
This is my favorite episode.
Is it?
Marcus,
I feel like
you're great. Thank you for being a guest, but this is my favorite episode.
Any future guests? I'm sorry, this is the one.
Steven
this is the
Yen,
standards.
thank you for being here.
Steven Yen, Lisa,
thank you for being here.
Hey, you can't beat episode 19 of the MaeMaeTown Podcast. That's when it used to be good. That's when the podcast used to be good. Was episode 19. I miss back when they were funny.
We're almost at 20 episodes.
Before MaeMaeTown and Neodoodlez fell off, 19 is their most iconic.
Yeah, I remember when they were still cool.
They were still cool, yeah.
After episode 19, they fell off. I don't know, they're just not as funny anymore.
Yeah, they're it feels like they're trying. They're too, like, all the sponsored ads they do. And it's just like, it feels like a product now than
that I genuinely can't stand when a podcast gets going and they start to have an ad read every 10 minutes. I'm just like, bro. And it's like the same.
And guess what?
Angie's List. I'm going to kill Angie's List with a gun.
And guess what, chat? It's going to happen to us, all right? They offer us the money. We're going to take it. I promise you. We're going to take it every time.
I'm sorry. We're
going to sell out so fast.
It's not Angie's List anymore.
We're selling out. I'm warning you now. Don't even worry about it. The money is going to be in our pockets. We're going to make it a bad experience.
Like I can't be mad about podcasters, getting brand deals and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like it feels like they have a gun pointed at their head when they're doing ad reads.
Yeah,
It's so
I like when they make
forced.
like a designated section that you can easily skip, or make like a chapter where you can skip. That's fine,
Yeah.
easy. Or like even in YouTube videos where they'll make it, you can see a distinct. Like here's the
Uh-huh.
ad part. You can just skip right through it, and it's fine.
Yeah. But when I'm like driving and I'm on Spotify and it's like skip, 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 skip for like I have to do like 5 times to skip every 15 seconds. And like
Yeah.
oh,
That's very accurate.
and I'll skip over like the first 10 seconds of the person being back just to get through it. Like I'm not going
Yeah.
back.
Well, I think it's so hard to end a conversation with you because I don't want to, but we gotta chat. We're gonna keep going otherwise.
Help. I'm
Help!
in the trunk.
If anyone's listening to this on Spotify, help! Okay, all right, we gotta go,
Guys.
chat. We gotta.
We love
Anything
you.
you guys say could set
Tanner
us
will
off.
be held
We're gonna,
against you.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Wee,
Wee, wee,
wee. Yeah, I've been around the block. That was my iced tea impression.
That's the song from Law and
And
Order. Okay, bye.
Iced tea on the scene. And then they're standing there staring at the camera like they think they're cool or something. I love you guys.
I love you guys.
We'll see you guys later.
Go listen to something else now.
Go listen to the
bye.
last episode.
Yeah, listen to that one.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. See you next week. Bye. Love you.
Bye, love you. Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye, bye.